Now, to introduce your Sault College starting offense, we direct your attention to the far end of the field as we introduce our O for the Cougars. At left tackle, number 65, Shane Hedrick. At left guard, number 78, Braxton Clark. At center, number 58, Okiki Olafuabi. At right guard, number 66, Anthony Hancock. At right tackle, number 70, Will Brine. At tailback, number 23, Sam Mustafa. At H-back, number 30, Mark Dunning.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rocky DiPietro Field here in Sault Ste Marie, where we have the homecoming weekend kicking off, and your hometown Sault College Cougars in the blue on your right, taking on the London Beefeaters to your left. London going to kick off to the Sioux. Kevin Hemsworth here with Liam Mears, welcoming Liam Mears to the broadcast. And Liam, maybe you can tell us a bit of what we have in store here today.
Well, I think what we got in store here today is a very run-heavy two teams. So with Elijah Prosper leading the league in rushing yards, who averages 134 yards on the ground, and then you got obviously Sam Mustafa, who averages 8.4 yards a carry, who is another dominant running back in this league. So it should be interesting with the ground being wet to see what happens.
Yeah, it's been raining here in the Sioux all week, and of course we have quarterback Matty Tucker, wearing number 8, setting up behind the line of scrimmage for the Cougars. His first start here, having come in relieving efforts in Belleville against Quinte, and again 2 weeks ago here in the Sioux in the loss to Hamilton. Tucker takes the first snap, hand off to Mustafa. He goes off tackle. He's met there.
That was a very nice play by number 21, Cole Vandaluicki, as he closed up that hole, resulting in only a gain of a few.
So a pickup of what looks like 4 or 5 on the first play from scrimmage. And the Cougars looking to the sidelines. 2nd and 6. Tucker in the gun. He's got Mustafa behind him. 3 wide to the left, 2 out to the right. Mustafa gets the ball again. Again looking to go off tackle. Sheds 1 tackle. Gets out over the 25-yard line.
Yeah, if the Cougars are going to want to dominate this game on the ground with the Beefeaters running that 3-3-5 nickel defense, they need to attack the middle and open up some space for Mustafa.
And they come up a bit short on that. 3rd and 3, and it looks like the Cougars will elect to punt. Homecoming weekend here in the Sioux, Liam, and this one is shaping up to be a pretty good game. These two teams sitting in the top half of the standings, while London's second at 3-1. Just the 1 loss to St. Clair on their record. And the Cougars, of course, those 2 losses, both to Hamilton, picking up wins against GTA and Quinte. And
flag flies there.
Yeah, so College, looks like that was Karkidi came up with the ball, but I think that's going to be a no yards call.
Yeah, it looked pretty close. Didn't look like he had the 5.
So I think it'll be the Beefeaters who are sending the offense out on the field. Referees will walk off the penalty here.
Let's see this Cougars defense, who's been pretty stingy so far this season. I want to player that I'm watching in particular would be Romello Campbell. Hopefully he closes the middle up here for the Cougars. And
Campbell's been an absolute monster for Sault College, and the Cougars sitting in second at points against, with just 68 points allowed. The bulk of those in those 2 games to Hamilton, GTA, and the games against the GTA, they gave up just 7 and 0 against Quinte. So snap the gun for London. That's number 2.
Nick Fonte starting the game out.
Nicholas Fonte.
Behind Fonte. Fonte behind Fonte.
Yeah, and I think London maybe playing a little head game with Sault College keying on Prosper, obviously their key running back, and they give to Fonte. And Fonte picks up 7 on the first down, 2nd and 3 for the Beefeaters. Lined up in the shotgun. Fonte behind the quarterback. He gets the ball again.
Great
and
play.
A nice play behind the line of scrimmage.
George Lim with a great TFL right there for the Cougars.
Yeah, that's George Lim with the tackle.
Oh, man, he shed that block really nice.
So it's a tackle for loss, and now it's 3rd and 5. And London will, it looks like they'll send out the punt team. And that's Fonte doing punt duty in addition to running. Oh, no.
Oh, they're going to go for it.
They're going to go for it. Sorry, I thought they had it lined up in punt formation. And
oh, Oh, he took a tumble on that asphalt.
Fonte goes out of bounds. That's DJ Fonte, the quarterback, on a design quarterback rollout. And stick went down. I'm not sure about the spot. We got the Cougars tent right in front of us. We can't see where the ball's marked.
Cougars players are pointing that they stopped him short. Line. Yeah, they stopped him.
So a big stop on third down, and it's Cougars football. Big defensive stand set up again by that tackle for loss by George Lim.
Yeah, huge stop there with the Beefeaters starting in their territory.
And what do you think of that call, Liam? The third down running call with just 5 yards to get inside Sault College territory.
Honestly, I tried the kick because if it goes out of the back of the end zone, Kev, it's a rouge.
And I know we've been talking a lot about the rouge and the impact it has on Canadian football this week as we prepare for this game. But London looking to put the pedal down and score early against the Cougars, come up just a bit short. Now it's Matty Tucker. Mustafa steps out to his left. Tucker drops back. Nice short pass. Oh, it looks like that might be picked off, intended for McPherson, and it is. And that's number 37, Clay Richard, for the Beefeaters, and it's a quick turnover by the Cougars.
That was a great read there by Clay. Just jumped that little short curl from McPherson and gave the Beefeaters great field position here.
Yeah, and it looked like that pass a little bit behind Jack McPherson. He had to kind of reach back for it, and Clay jumped it, just ran right through it. He had all the momentum, ripped it away, and the Beefeaters are in business from the 30-yard line, or 20-yard line, sorry.
It's a huge play early on in this game, giving the Beefeaters really good field position to strike early here.
So the third down gamble doesn't go their way, but they turn the ball over inside Sioux territory, and then they get it right back on the next play. And Fonte in the shotgun. Quick pass, and there's a pitch back to Nicholas Fonte. We got a flag on the play. Big hit at the goal line.
The old hook and ladder.
The hook and ladder. That was Christian Barsick with a huge hit at the goal line. He got in, but there was a flag down. I think we're going to have a hold on the end. It looks like number 66, Jared Balas for London, shaking his head and holding his hands out after the referee explained to him the reason for the flag, and it is indeed a hold, signaled to both benches.
Interesting start this game that Prosper has not been in the backfield once to start. They've been electing with Fonte.
And I think, we'll try to get some intel on that. We didn't get any reports on Prosper not being available today, but you would have thought we'd have seen him at this point.
Yeah, he's over there on the sideline just standing there.
So Fonte the lone back again. He gets up to the line. London getting a good push on the offensive line, and I think the London coaches like the size matchup. Watched them roll in here this morning for the warm-ups, and I know talking to some of the Sault College coaches, there's some raised eyebrows at the size of some of these Beefeaters linemen.
This game will be won in the trenches, especially with the weather coming into play. It's cold, it's wet. You win in the trenches, you win the game today.
And London certainly got a lot of size up front, and they showed it on that play. But it is 2nd and 12. Pass out, quick out there for number 87, Michael Downs.
Just missed him.
He leads this Beefeaters team at the receiving position, but ball falls onto the track. And
yeah, that was a nice route there by Downs. Got a lot of separation on that out.
Yeah, quarterback just led him a little bit and ended up throwing it away out of bounds. So it'll be, again, 3rd and 12 or 13 from looks like about the 28-yard line where they will attempt a field goal. They'll put the ball down, the 23-yard line to put the ball down at the 30. Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is good. And that's Braden Rivard. Puts 3 on the board for the Beefeaters, and they're up 3-0 here at the Homecoming Classic in Sault Ste. Marie.
That was perfect execution right there. Snap was clean, hold was clean, and that could be tricky to do with the ground being wet, so really nicely done.
Yeah, like I said, we had a lot of rain here in the Soo this week, and some pretty heavy rain all day yesterday. You can see it sitting on the track. It rained when we were down on the track earlier before game time. It started coming down, and it's going to be a little bit sloppy out there, but the kicker doesn't seem to find that a problem as London makes good on the interception and turns that into 3 points. So Tucker back out under center, in the shotgun.
Would love to see the Cougars use their screen game here, especially against this defense. It would open up the outside and then would help Mustafa up the middle.
Mustafa flares out, handoff in the backfield, quickly shut down there. That was Marcus Williams coming from the receiver position across. But he's met in the backfield.
That was a great play by Maxwell Wilson, reading that was a designed outside counter, and he just shot down the side, and Williams couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, nice job getting upfield and making that play in the backfield. Loss of 5 on the play. We've got 2nd and 15 for Tucker in the offense. Don't want to get into too much of a hole. Tucker takes the snap, drops back, looks downfield. Now he's going to slip out, finds a little bit of room, evades a tackler up the sidelines, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. Looks like he'll maybe have about 9 to go, and you see the punt team coming out for Sault College.
Great elusiveness there by Tucker. That was 2nd and 7. He gets that first down. Just unfortunate of that TFL early.
Yeah, big hole there. That's why I said, you don't want to lose yardage in a game that's going to be heavily dominated by the run. Sometimes tough to pick up big yardage on 2nd down. And Tucker, like you said, if that was a 2nd and 7, it's a first down. But instead, we were looking at 3rd and 8, and the punt from and that was there's a flag as that's
Flag in the backfield. Short punt by
Gauthier, Daikin Gauthier with punting duties there, and he signals first down as he's run over.
Roughing the kicker.
Roughing the kicker, the call. And it looks like the Sault College offense will make their way back out on the field.
Yeah, big break there for the Cougars. It's like you were saying, in Canadian football, 3 downs, you got to have early down success, or else you're going to be stuck behind the sticks, and especially with this Beefeaters defense that run that 3-3-5. If you get into 2nd and long, it's very difficult to pick apart a nickel defense like that.
Yeah, and this Sault College team, we talked about it on the broadcast last time. It's a young team, it's a new team, first year in the league, so they're still learning each other and learning the systems. And you expect them to make some mistakes. This London team, a little bit more of a veteran team. They went to the junior football conference, Ontario Junior Football Conference final last year against St. Clair. That's an uncharacteristic mistake there, and you can't afford those. Giving the Cougars a fresh set of downs. McPherson motions in, now steps to the line. Tucker takes the snap. He looks for McPherson. That one's batted. And if not for big number 65 Shane Hedrick, 51 Ethan Barnes probably picks that, but Hedrick was running him out for a pancake, and he couldn't get his hands on it after the tip at the line.
That was a great play by Maxwell Wilson to get his hands up at the line of scrimmage right there and stopping that slant route from McPherson, who actually, it was a pretty good route.
Yeah, he was open there. If Tucker could have gotten the ball to him. Cougars looking for positive yardage, 2nd and 10. Tucker takes the snap, drop, quick pass to number 89, Kylan Azam-Simmons. He's taken down, but he's got the first down.
There's that screen game we were talking about right there. Great poise by Matty Tucker, trying to settle himself into this game right here, and delivered an absolute dime to Logan Donker for the first down.
Yeah, and this is a 18 to 22-year-old league. Matty Tucker just 19, and so a young quarterback in this league, you got to get the ball out of his hands quick. They do, and he makes good on it. Now, fakes the handoff, rolls out, throws it low where only his receiver can get it, but it falls to the turf incomplete.
Yeah, he had Williams over there over the middle, a little soft spot in that zone, but obviously a throw on the run, difficult to lead him, and we're going to have 2nd and long here for the Cougars.
Yeah, I want to mention our first half sponsor, Cintas. We appreciate all the sponsors that support Sault College Cougars athletics, and just wanted to give a shout out to Cintas as we are 8 minutes and 26 seconds left in the first quarter here, and it's 2nd and 10 for the Cougars.
One high safety. Let's see if they can tack over the top here.
Flag, post snap, and looks to get it into the hands of Mustafa just ahead of him. We'll see what the flag is.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be offside.
Illegal formation, perhaps. No,
False start.
False start.
False start.
Again, false start for the Cougars.
So that'll take the Cougars back.
Put us back in Cougar territory.
Yeah, punting unit back out.
And it'll be a second.
So talking to the Beefeaters, they may opt to decline this at 2nd and 10. Yeah, they do, putting the Cougars in that punt position. Don't want to give another down.
So that'll bring up the
And
punt team for the Cougars.
Cougars will be punting from the London 46. Now, Liam, you were not available for the last game broadcast, but Cougars played a lot of that game from their own end of the field. It was a field position battle that Hamilton took advantage of, and that really, I think, wore down the Cougars. You know, even mentally it wears you down when you're starting in your end of the field and they're starting in your end of the field. So the Cougars managed to put a bit of a drive together, maybe flip the field if they can contain on this punt, get a good punt away.
Well, with the Cougars' stingy defense, it's important to pin the Beefeaters back in their own territory so they can turn the ball over and give the Cougars offense some good field position for their young quarterback.
And a nice angled punt by Gauthier goes out of bounds at the 18.
Little laundry on the
got
field
a
there.
flag.
We'll see what the result of the flag is.
And that's twice now Gautier's looked to angle that punt to the sidelines. And I think they want to keep the ball out of the hands of London and take away a return. We've got a penalty. Illegal substitution is the call against the Cougars.
Yeah, Kylan Azim Simmons came on a little late there and unfortunately couldn't get set before the line, before it was snapped.
Good catch there, Liam.
Penalty is declined.
It's declined, so London will take over. I'm not sure what's happening here. If the penalty's declined,
I think they're going to accept the penalty and try the kick again because it was a good kick there by
yeah, well,
Colby.
he motioned declined, but now he's holding up 3 fingers. So yeah, we're trying to read the officials' calls here. It looked initially like he gave the declined signal, which I thought a bit strange because it was a good punt, trapped London in their own end zone. I don't know why they wouldn't make them kick again, and they do. And so the Cougars will have to do it all over again. Gauthier, this one is in the field of play. Bounces once, taken by Fonte, and the Cougars do a good job of staying outside the 5-yard zone, but containing the runner, and they bring him down at about the 27-yard line, and that's where the Beefeaters will start on offense.
It's a nice play there by Mustafa getting down the field. Oh, sorry, 20. Mantanabwi. That was a great play.
Yeah, number 20, Aiden Manitowabi. I was a little surprised to hear you call him Mustafa. I didn't think he was on the
I didn't think he played punt team.
punt team, but Manitowabi making a nice play, and so the Beefeaters with a little breathing room, but definitely they're inside their own zone for the first time today. Fonte picking his spots, but he's met by the defensive tackle Campbell, and you called him earlier, and he was right there.
Yeah, that was great leverage. He immediately pinned number 62, Amin Fatelli, downhill and completely stopped Fonte in his tracks, setting up for a second and long here for the Beefeaters.
Yeah, and the Cougars on defense have done a really good job of flying to the ball too. You know, it's not ever just one guy making a tackle. It's 2 or 3 in there. So it's 2nd and 8. Drop back. Little middle crosser there.
Great play.
Number 86, Marc-Antoine Boyer.
That was a great tackle from Christian Barsik. Came up, knew where the sticks were.
Nice job by the Cougar defenders.
So they keep that in front of them, and it'll be 3rd and 4, it looks like, from the 33-yard line.
Let's see if Trudeau can get something here on the return. The Cougars need a little bit of life on offense.
Trudeau standing on his 35-yard line. The punter back at his own 20 or 18.
Oh.
And there's motion on the offense. Snap goes over his head.
Yeah, that's going to be false
They
start.
blow it dead. Cougars almost wish they hadn't. The ball was just sitting there on the turf. And number 27, Tesla Spencer, he was looking hungry.
Well, this will set them up a little further back, maybe a little bit better field position here, hopefully, if Trudeau can muster up a little bit of a return. Would love to see the Cougars start pounding the ball on the inside. Get Tucker settled into the game. Let him work his way through.
Jaden Trudeau averaging 16.1 yards per return, leading in total yards at 129 on punt returns. And
Flag's going to come down there for roughing the kicker. That's going to be a first down Beefeaters.
Oh, Trudeau drops the ball. Looks like he got it back, fell on it at his own 35-yard line. But as you said, laundry down, and looks like the Cougars have returned the favor with a roughing the kicker against the Beefeaters.
So difficult when you get right up in that kicker's face and you think you could block it, right? And you reach your hands out and you hit his plant leg, and then there you go. It's 15 yards the other way.
Yeah, and usually it's about the attack angle, right? You've got to angle for a spot in front of the kicker, not where he is, but where you expect him to be. And it's a tough one to judge and learn. And they roughed the kicker there, and that's a 15-yarder and a first down. And London will take over from their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, that was Christian Barsak who made that second down stop. So, like you said, young team, learning experience, right?
Absolutely. So the Beefeaters come out with 6:04 left in the first quarter.
One high safety for the Cougars here. Really filling up that box.
Both teams heavy with the run offense, but both with just a single back in their formation.
And we'll see some motion here.
Fonte takes the snap, hands off to Nicholas Fonte, and he goes up the middle, picks up 4 or 5 yards.
That was a nice play by Ethan Carchidi. Filling the gap. Again, another second and 6.
So Carchidi also sees some time on offense in their kind of big package, making the tackle on the play, and the Beefeaters now at second down and 6. They motion in, and that's a quarterback keeper rolling out to his left. Tosses to 87, who came across the backfield.
That was a great play call. Great play call. Motion Michael Downs into the backfield, open him up against the linebacker, and he's going to beat a linebacker with his speed all day long.
Yeah, and they've run that a couple of times and not thrown him the ball, setting that up. They're looking for the linebacker to bite on the fake on the handoff. But the Beefeaters now on the Cougars side of midfield at the 49.
Expect 86 to motion here.
Motion towards the line. Fonte takes the handoff. Looks like a big hole. He's through into the secondary. Room to run. Finally taken down by Barsic, but not after a pickup of about 18 yards.
That was great vision by Nicholas Fonte. Didn't look like it had enough there originally, and then slipped through the right guard, and off he went. Good play there by Barsic to save 6.
And there's a flag down. If they brought that back, or I'll wait to see what the call is. So we got a hold on the offense.
Too bad for the Beefeaters. That was a really nice run.
Looks like after the first down. So the hold is after the first down. So it's counted off from the spot, and The Beefeaters look like they'll take possession at the 42.
Yeah, it was right at the end of the run there, preventing, it was number 14, Brendan Vesuvath. Just tugged on the jersey and negated what possibly could, actually negated a 10-yard play.
And off to Fonte. He gets met in the backfield, taken down just across the line of scrimmage, picks up maybe 2 on the play.
Nice play by number 7, Jonathan Davis.
Yeah, that was Ethan Aruda coming around the edge right there, and it was a great read. So we got a player down.
Jonathan Davis in on the play there too. I think he got an initial hand, and Aruda in as well to clean it up. We got a Beefeaters player down. We'll take a short break and be right back. So after the injury time, it looked like 56. That's Logan Hunt for the Beefeaters helped off the field. 4:28, clock ticking. 2nd and 7 for the Beefeaters. They fake the call, looking to maybe draw the Cougars offside there. And now Nick Fonte steps up ahead of the quarterback. Pass out. Oh, and dropped the shoulder. That was Downs with the catch, and he dropped the shoulder on the linebacker coming up to make the play.
Michael Downs being involved very early in this game, getting the ball in his hands, and obviously he's making stuff happen when he's got it.
And I think that looks like a first down. It does. Chains will move.
I love a receiver that's just going to lower his shoulder and put a DB right into the ground.
Yeah, we were watching some highlights earlier from some other football and watching quarterbacks go for a run and take on, initiate contact. And
well, here comes the rain.
Yeah, I'd much rather see my receiver do that than my quarterback. And Downs does a good job on that play. Oh, that was picked. Looking for Downs, but instead it's Adela Anifawashe for the Cougars with the interception.
Anifawashe taking advantage of a little bit of an overthrown ball by DJ Fonte. That'll be his 5th pick of the year. And the Cougars' stingy defense comes up to play again, saving what possibly could have been another 3 or 7.
You know Fonte wants that back. He's got Downs there, big receiver, and just overthrows him. And Anifawashe looked a little surprised when the ball landed right in his hands, but he made no mistake. He hung on to it.
Christmas came early.
And the Cougars are in business, first and 10 from their own 32-yard line. And the rain coming down. Hand off to Mustafa up the middle. He's got room. Slips a couple of tackles, taken down finally at the 50.
That's what we've been looking to see all first quarter. The Cougars dominating on first down, running that football, setting up hopefully towards the end of the quarter here with some good field position.
Line of scrimmage does a great job on that, opening up a hole. Mustafa gets second level, makes one miss, and reels off 18. He comes out for a blow, and then the Cougars at 1st and 10. Looking to the sidelines for some last-minute play instructions. Tucker takes the snap, handoff through the hole into the second level. He picks up almost 5 yards on the play. It should be 2nd and 5.
Nice
for
play.
the Cougars.
Nice play by Zach Hepburn there, jumping up in the play, coming down from that DB position. It looks like the Beefeaters changed up their defense this drive. They're running a 4-3, not a 3-3-5. So focusing on stopping the run with the rain coming down.
But the Cougars seem to have found some holes in that 4-man front, and that's Williams with the 5-yard run. Good pickup on first down. Tucker gets the ball, bobbles a little bit, but he's got it now, and he's going to get taken down. That's a 4-yard loss for Matty Tucker.
Matty Tucker stopped in the backfield by number 78.
Nice play by Wesley McFarland, creating that sack and ultimately forcing the Cougars to punt the ball again.
Yeah, it looked like Tucker wanted to get rid of that ball early. Didn't have any targets downfield. Had to pull it. Had a little room to run to his left, but tracked down from the backside, and loss of, I think it was, ended up being 3 on the play, and we'll see the punt team now with 1:47 left here in the first quarter. Taking Gauthier out to punt for the Cougars. We'll see if he tries to angle this. No, punt to the middle of the field, and it's short. Cougars trying to stay onside. Oh, and is that a gunner? That's Gauthier. That's going to be a touchdown, folks. That's Gauthier.
Flag on the play. I don't know if that's coming back.
I think that flag's going to get picked up. That flag comes automatically from the referee because it would have been a no yards. That's the punter.
There we
Getting
go.
downfield, picking up the ball, and going in for the score. And you don't see that one very often, Mr. Mears.
No, much needed play for the Cougars there.
And you see the referee signal to the London bench. That is the kicker. And the no yards waved off because indeed that is the kicker. In Canadian football, anyone behind the football when it's kicked can get downfield and make a play on the ball without respecting the 5-yard perimeter, either the punter or what's called a gunner, if they're set up behind the football at the time of the kick, and that's the punter himself. Gauthier gets downfield, just picks the ball up and runs it in, and nobody even around him.
No one touched him.
And that's a miscue by London. Need to get to that ball quicker. So the short punt actually works out in the Cougars' favor, and they take a 6-3 lead. Extra point up, and it's good. That's number 84, Colby Luoma.
That was textbook right there. Flip the laces around right through the uprights. Love to see it.
And I think that's Luoma's first kick of the year. Typically, Vecchio has handled punting and field goal kicking duties. But I don't see Vecchio dressed.
Vecchio's down there on the.
Find him.
He's down there, number 21 on the sideline.
And he's in track pants and a hoodie, so Vecchio out. So Luoma gets the call, and he makes good on the PAT. And the Cougars at homecoming are up 7-3 with 1:21 to go in the first quarter. We expected a bit of a low-scoring affair between these two teams, both with stingy defenses, as we said. Both teams capable of putting up points. They've both had some routes this season. Both teams putting up a lot of points against the GTA Grizzlies. The Cougars put up some points against Quinty in a very long game that was injury-plagued. Took about 4.5 hours to play that one. So there was a running time clock in the second half down in Belleville.
Yeah, outside of that game against the Grizzlies, the Beefeaters are known for their low-scoring affairs, with Week 1 being 16-9, Week 2 being 19-6. These guys, they play defense.
And a nice job covering the kick by Gauthier. It looks like that's number 23. That is Mustafa making the tackle on that play.
There he is on the kickoff team.
Denver Mean, I believe, number 22 also in on the tackle there. And the Beefeaters will take over at their own 32. Still in the first quarter. Cougars 7, Beefeaters 3.
Let's see if the Cougars get out here on a 3-and-out and keep the momentum going.
You know, and we've seen it. How many times have we seen it in games where both teams really strong defenses, where special teams turns the tide? And that's a huge special teams play by the Cougars and Dike and Gauthier to get a touchdown on specials against a team that doesn't give up too many. Hand off in the backfield. surges forward.
Nice play there by Ethan Carchidi again.
Tackle to be made by number 52.
Carchidi makes the tackle, but not until
Brings up second and
a 7-yard run by Nick Fonte.
That was a
Puts
nice
the
hold there by
Beefeaters.
Joshua Garcia, opening up the right side of the line there for Fonte.
So 2nd and 3, long 3 for the Beefeaters. We'll see if they lean on that offensive line again. They will. And Fonte picks up another 8 yards on the play and a first down for London.
Yeah, that line is really moving that Cougars defensive line right now. Going downhill on this wet ground.
And you wonder how many they're going to bring up and put in the box to try to stop this Beefeaters O-line from having their way. And you know what that opens up.
Yeah, we'll see what Christian Mahler dials up here in the, I guess, the second quarter now. There's one play left here.
One play left here, end of the first. Oh, and the snap through the hands of quarterback DJ Fonte. He'll just fall on it. So a huge loss. Close to 17 yards on the loss on the bobbled snap.
Gift there for the Cougars.
Snap was high, but there's the wet ball, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't out of his reach. He had to reach up for it, but the wet ball goes right through his hands, and that's a huge loss on what looked like a promising drive for the Beefeaters as they started things off pretty quickly and rattled off a few runs for first downs.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple times today with the Beefeaters early on here with the high snaps, and obviously the weather comes into play with the wet hands. So it'll be interesting to see if they get that under control here in the second quarter.
And a game of mistakes, right? And you saw it earlier on when the Beefeaters ran into the punter for the Cougars and gave them a fresh set of downs. Cougars returned the favor, had the miscue, the interception, and then the miscue on the punt. That turned into 7 for the Cougars, and now, you know, a promising drive, a second and a country mile now for London. See what they bring here.
I'm expecting a halfback draw, something simple, and trying to get a little more yards before they punt. But on a day like today, you're right, like mistakes are everything, right? You make a mistake with high snaps, penalties, field position, it's a huge issue.
They send Downs out wide. I was wondering if they might go to him. And they will. There's a hitch.
Here's the screen.
And Downs going to pick up a big chunk of yardage, breaking some tackles. Might get the first. He does.
Wow. And
that's a huge play for Michael Downs, making a catch behind his own line of scrimmage. And that was about I got to say, 26-yard. I couldn't even tell it was so long. 26-yard first down, and he gets a couple yards more than that.
That was a great run by Michael Downs, but I'm also looking at the line, getting down the field there. Joshua Garcia really opening up that hole for Downs to slip through, and then obviously Downs did the rest. But great job by the big man getting up there.
And Downs stepping through a couple of tackles, too. Cougars got to do a better job in open field, taking the big receiver down. First down for the Beefeaters. Handoff up the middle. Slips out off tackle. Through a couple. Got some space. Finally met.
Oh, got a flag there.
And a flag down. Eventually brought down by Dyken and Gauthier.
That was a really nice block by Ethan Grant to set up that hole for Fonte right there.
So a big gain. First down and then some, but we'll see what the flag is.
So far this game, we've seen no Prosper, and we've seen Fonte and Grant. So
interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
And as we've mentioned already, that'll be a hold on London. I believe it's after the first down, so it'll come back a few yards, but they'll still have another first down. Homecoming here at Sault College, and a big day for football here in Sault Ste. Marie as the annual East-West Classic happening over at Superior Heights Field. And I won't call it an upset because it's the first game of the season, and you know every season's a new one for high school football. But Superior Heights Steelhawks taking down St. Mary's Knights in the early senior game. Games start at 10 and go all the way into the evening here on the high school.
4 games in a row?
Yeah, two juniors and 2 seniors. That snap, handed off to the big fella, number 20.
There's Ethan Grant.
Ethan Grant.
Great job by the Cougars there to swallow that up and really had leverage on their offensive line right there with the linebackers coming down and really the gang tackle, as we say, right?
Yeah, and you're going to need to get bodies on Grant. His first carry picks up a couple, but again, good job by the Cougars to stack that up and limit the loss. 2nd and 8 for the Beefeaters.
Almost got him to jump there on that right side. Jonathan Davis, a little antsy.
Pass out to the sidelines, reeled in. And
Wow, what a grab.
I think they're going to call it a catch. It looked like he was bobbling it as he went out of bounds, but they're marking the ball, and they're saying first down, London.
What a first half here for Michael Downs. That was a great catch right over on the boundary, one-handed.
Showing you why he leads the Beefeaters receiving corps. Like to see a replay on this if we can. Going to be hard to see. It was way down the other side of the field.
And that wasn't bad coverage either. That was just Michael Downs making a play.
And the official right there to see it obviously has a better line of sight on it than we do, so we'll take his word for it.
That was Enavishwawi on that.
Up the middle.
Nice play there.
Picks up about 3 yards on the play.
That's Barchich again.
Barsic just having a heck of a game getting in on the play.
It's always nice seeing a linebacker fly all over the field. Means he's making plays.
Spencer comes out.
Would've
Looking to go 5-man front on defense. Handoff. Oh, slips in the backfield, regains his feet, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown, but we got a flag down on the far side of the field.
Might be
and
false
that
start.
looks like a, oh, signal looks like maybe offside on the defense. It is offside on the defense, penalties decline, and we've got a touchdown London, and they're now up 9-7 over the Cougars, pending the extra point.
Yeah, Nick Fonte wasn't touched there. That was a great hold on the left side of the line.
Early slip there. Looked like he might go down on his own accord as he cut back, but regained his footing, and it was nothing but daylight after that into the end zone for the major with 12:01 left in the half.
Good kick there by Rivard.
Kick is up and good. Rivard, the extra point.
We got a game here, Kev.
We do. Touchdowns brought to you by Chuck's Roadhouse. I want to thank Chuck's for hosting when the Cougars are away. They host some watch parties up there at Chuck's Roadhouse, and lots of cheering going on for the Cougars on their road trips. So 12:01 to go in the first half, and kind of as build, we've seen a lot of run.
Yeah.
And I would say in the air, really, it's been the threat and the execution by Downs. Just the one mistake with the interception. And
I would love to see Matty Tucker really lead a time possession drive here, run the football, use the screen game, get down into the Beefeaters territory and get some points here. Little bounce back drive for him.
They certainly have some time on the clock to chew up here before the end of the first half, as the Beefeaters set to kick off from their 45-yard line. Braden Rivard with the kickoff duties as well.
Just watching this kid warm up. This kid's got a leg.
And Rivard kicks off. I think that's 28. Is that
Wrapped up
Ronan
there.
Provenzano?
Wrapped up there by Mikal Malik.
About a 17-yard return by Provenzano out just across the 30-yard line, and the Cougars will take over 1st and 10 from their 31.
That'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line for your Sault College Cougars.
Sun looks like it's trying to come out here at Rocky DiPietro Field.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts there, Kev. It's supposed to be a pretty cloudy afternoon, but it would be nice to see some sun.
Tucker in the shotgun. Mustafa behind him. Fakes the handoff. Tucker turns, and he's tracked down, and he'll be taken down, and that's a suplex.
Wow.
As Tucker is picked up and dropped on his head, and you see Grayson Weber up quick on the sidelines for the Cougars. Going to try to get warmed up quick as Tucker is down.
That was a
Players
hard
signaled to the sidelines very quickly, and we'll take a quick injury timeout, and we'll be right back. So Tucker heads off under his own steam. Looks like he's covering that left shoulder, but looks like he's okay. And quarterback Grayson Weber, who got the start in the first 2 games for the Cougars, games 1, 2, and 4. Lex McGarity, of course, getting the start in game 3 in Belleville before he went down.
Best name in football, eh, Kev?
Lex McGarity, fantastic name, and of course we're wishing Lex all the best. He's recovering down in Windsor. He took a nasty hit on a run play, and he did an outstanding job. Just played just under a quarter to put up 21 points, and he was looking dominant before he took that hit and went down in Belleville. But Grayson Weber, no stranger to the Cougars offense, having started the first 2 games, and he had the start 2 weeks ago here in Sault Ste. Marie, and he'll be commanding the offense, at least for the foreseeable future, as Matty Tucker getting some attention under the Cougar tent.
Yeah, worst part about sports right there, Kev, is you hate to see injuries, especially ones that will end someone's season like McGarity, right? So
absolutely.
Wishing him a speedy recovery.
So that's I want to say that's more than a 15-yard penalty. Yeah.
Here's the sun.
I didn't know there were more than 15-yard penalties, but it looked like about 20 or 25 from where Tucker was taken down. At any rate, it'll be 1st and 10 Cougars from their 50. Weber takes a snap, quick handoff to Mustafa. He's through the line. He's into the secondary. He's breaking tackles.
Great
spins.
run.
He's taken down at the 32-yard line.
Wes Schneider saved the touchdown right there. Mustafa had a full head of steam. Great hole by the left side of the line there for the Cougars, really opening it up for him, and Mustafa hit it at full speed. Nice.
What a great play by Mustafa and that offensive line, just like you said, letting the sun through, and Mustafa finds the hole, bursts through, shakes off some tackles to pick up some extra yards at the end. He's going to fake to Mustafa, pass. Oh, and that's off the fingertips of Trudeau on the slant.
Just a little high. Grayson Weber obviously coming into the game cold. He'll have to get warm, but that play was there.
I like the play calls, though, right? You bring in a new quarterback, you just give him a handoff, get him in the game, and then run a quick slant over the middle, bit of a high percentage play to his top receiver, and it falls incomplete, but again, just getting his head in the game, and we'll see what Weber does here on 2nd and 10. Back, he throws it down the middle. That one intended for number 81, Aaron Beachy, and just out of his range.
Like what you were saying last play there, Kev. Jamie Antonello coming back for the Cougars after missing a couple games, really showing what this offense can do, right?
Yeah, the OC for the Cougars, Jamie Antonello, back on the sidelines. We're happy to see him back there, and Weber shaking his head as looks like he's heading off as the penalty goes against the Cougars. It was a procedure declined. It'll be 3rd and 10, and the Cougars will send out the punt team.
Could this be a rouge time, Kevin?
Well, it's certainly going to be a punt. I don't know that Gauthier has that leg. Oh, no, they're going to send it to the field goal unit.
Let's see.
Sending out the field goal unit. Although now Provenzano coming on late. Field goal attempt. Trudeau's going to hold. He'll put the ball down at the 41. I said I didn't know if Gauthier had the leg. We're going to find out. Nope, Trudeau picks it up. He rolls out to the left. And I thought when I saw Trudeau holding, I wondered if that was going to be the play. And a rollout by Trudeau and a first down for the Cougars.
Earlier this week, the Cougars were working on some trick plays, so nice to see one used in game.
Gauthier really selling it, lining it up. He looked like he was all business. And Trudeau takes the snap, rolls out to the left side. I'm surprised that London didn't have that covered. 41-yarder. If they're paying attention, you know Gauthier hasn't been doing the place-kicking duties for the Cougars. Seemed like a bit of a long one.
It's nice to see the ball get into Trudeau's hands. He's one of the most explosive playmakers for the Cougars, so it's good to see him get involved.
Weber hands off. That one's bobbled.
Ooh.
That's number 2, Marcus Williams. He picks up a couple.
That was a nice play there by Clay Richards. Reading that and throwing Williams down.
Looks like second and a long 7. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. The Cougars threatening. 10-7 the score. Cougars 3 points down on the Beefeaters. And they send out 3 to the near side. One in the backfield, 2 lined up to the left.
I like isolation up top there for McPherson.
Weber hands it off. Mustafa bounces off his own offensive lineman. He's going to get to the end zone. Touchdown, Sam Mustafa.
Great call there by Antonello. Everyone expecting pass with second and long in the red zone. He just hands it to his workhorse, and Mustafa found the lane, shook a tackle, and then walking in for 6.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to bounce off his own offensive lineman, and that play was going nowhere, but he had nothing but daylight out to the left side. And I like the motion to the near side pre-snap, send 3 guys over. They're looking to the sidelines, really kind of selling that maybe this is going to be some kind of hitch or screen with some blocking out front to the near side, and they go handoff to Mustafa and into the end zone.
DB tried to wrap Mustafa up high, and you can't do that with a runner like that. So he shook him off fairly easily and walking right in.
And Luoma makes good on the extra point, and the Cougars are up 14-10. And 14 points in the first half on this London Beefeaters team. That's the team that doesn't give up a lot of points. It's probably more than they've given up in the first half all season, with the exception of that game against St. Clair Saints, who put a pretty good thumping on the Beefeaters, 62-27, a week ago in week 5 in London.
Yeah, let's be honest. No, everyone's having a hard time stopping St. Clair now, so can't really blame the Beefeaters for that.
Defending national champions, and
all set up by that fake field goal from Antonello.
Yeah, and looking like a great play call there.
Sorry, Michael Reed, the special teams coordinator, setting that up. Love to see it.
So 9 minutes and 19 seconds left in the first half. Again, I want to thank our sponsor, Chuck's Roadhouse. Touchdowns brought to you by Chuck's. Gauthier having a hard time teeing that one up. Finally, oh, no. Looked like he had it set there, and it's falling off the tee, so he'll enlist the help of Christian Seeley on the kickoff.
I want to point out that Mustafa run, Hedrick, the defensive lineman, was in the game blocking on the left side there and really cleared that hole for Mustafa. So interesting to see a guy on the defensive side of the ball coming in.
Nice run. Still on his feet. Across the 45-yard line to the 50. Ball comes out at the end of the play. Cougars have it. Recovered by number 10. That's Ryan Tennick. And we'll see whether they say he was down.
Is that Dykett and Gauthier with that forced fumble?
It looks like they're going to say he was down. I see the official marking the ball at the 50. I'm not sure. It looked like he came down on top of the other player, but again, officials on the field get a much better look at it than we do way up here.
What a first half for Dykett and Gauthier. He's all over the place, even though his knee might have touched. Stripping that ball out.
And Coach Paul Orzetti just took one off the noggin, I think. They're throwing the ball to the sidelines. He's turned talking to his players.
We know Paul. He's all right.
Yeah, we saw him. See Matthews there giving his coach a pat on the back. Might need some smelling salts over there. Orzetti's going to shake it off. Handoff in the backfield.
Great tackle.
Rick Fonte wrapped up, picks up about 3 yards on the play.
That was a great tackle there by, looked like Olawar. Here comes the rain again.
Yeah, I think this is going to be all afternoon, these little flashes of rain.
Keeps the game interesting.
Good football weather, grass field.
Good Canadian
rain.
football weather.
London hands it off again.
And he's short.
Cross midfield to the 54. It'll be 3rd and 4 and decision time for the Beefeaters on the Sault College side of center. And we've got Romello Campbell
that's
down,
not what you want to see.
holding his right thigh. And that is not what you want to see if you're a Cougars fan.
Ethan Greenwood with a great play to step up there and knowing where the sticks are and stuffing them.
So we'll take a quick break with Campbell down. Be back shortly for more Cougars action.
Live.
Romello Campbell, big number 99 for the Cougars, making his way to the tent. Tent's starting to fill up over there for the Cougars, and hopefully Campbell can shake this off and return. He's a pillar on the defensive line for the Cougars. On the field, Beefeaters back in punt formation. They will boot it away, and Jaden Trudeau waiting for it. He's going to take it on the hop. It comes back. And now Trudeau picks it up. We'll have a no yards call. He's met immediately by number 42, Jules Leclerc.
That was a good heads-up play there by Trudeau. The gunner was racing in to grab it, and Trudeau saw it and picked it up. So obviously, we saw that happen to the Beefeaters earlier in the game where Gauthier grabbed it and took it for 6. But
right around the same spot on the field,
exactly.
Too. Trudeau, quick thinking there, realizing that he had the opposing gunner bearing down on that football, gets to it. He was set up well behind where the punt landed, and then it bounced back against the Beefeaters, and so giving the Gunners some more of an advantage to get to it. But the Cougars will take over. Looks like the flag waved off, and the Cougars will take over at the 34-yard line.
I'm looking at Matty Tucker over here on the sideline. He looks to be in quite a bit of pain with his helmet on top of his head, just chatting, so I don't know if we're going to see him back.
I don't expect we'll see him back here in the first half as Weber takes the snap, hands it off. Mustafa met immediately, bounces off one and picks up an extra 3 or 4 with the second effort. And that's about a 4 or 5 yard play on first down for Sam Mustafa.
That was Clay Richards again, who had that pick early in the first quarter, making a nice play in the run game there, getting right up, right in Mustafa's face and bringing him down. Good play by Mustafa there to fight for that extra yardage and at least giving the Cougars a second and doable.
Yeah, 2nd and 5 for the Cougars. Could have been a 2nd and 9. He was met just this side of the line of scrimmage. Weber calls for the snap. Flares out to Williams. Williams, no room.
Yeah, that was Zach Hepburn right there, wrapping Williams up, nowhere to go. Cougars gonna have to punt this ball away here.
A loss of a couple on the play by Williams. Looked like maybe some blocking assignments that either the Beefeaters had it overloaded on the left-hand side and just too many to block, or somebody missed a block out here.
Yeah.
because Williams was on an island against 3 linebackers there.
No, Williams is never going to win that battle against 2 defensive backs and a linebacker. That's difficult.
So the Cougars will punt. Jack McPherson, the long snapper, shakes off the hands, tries to dry them out. Gauthier back to punt. Kick is up, angled to the right, but in the field of play, takes one hop, picked up.
That's a block in the back.
And that's number 40, Christian Seeley, who makes the tackle on number 86, Marc-Antoine Voyer.
I'm not sure if this is going to be a no yards call or if it's going to be a block in the back. I thought I saw a little shove on the back there.
Certainly looked like there were some Cougars inside the cylinder. We'll see what the referees signal. They're talking to Sault College, which makes me think it's against the Beefeaters.
Yeah, block in the back.
And it is. So is it possible that the block in the back negates the no yards? Because they haven't walked off yardage yet, or maybe they're about to.
I think they're about to push their way back here. Yeah.
And they do. They walk off the block in the back yardage. That is the 10-yard variety.
Again, mistakes, right? You get the ball with decent field position, you're almost at the 50. Block in the back, send you back, right?
Now you're at the 35.
Yeah.
With 6:12 left in the first half. Sault College up 14-10 on the London Beefeaters.
On a day where it's tough to throw the football, you want to start with good field position, not bad, right?
Absolutely.
That goes for any situation, right?
2 backs in the backfield. Fonte pulls. He's designed quarterback run to the left side. He's got first down yardage and a couple more to the to the London 46-yard line.
Jonathan Davis in pursuit there, just couldn't catch him. That was a nice play there by Fonte to pull it down from Grant and read the defensive end and took it for 12.
So picks the penalty yardage back up. And the Beefeaters first and 10.
Seen a lot more Ethan Grant this quarter for the Beefeaters.
Grant going to lead block on this, and that's Antoine Voyer out. He's got first down yardage to the Sault College 50.
Tackle made by Dykett and Gauthier again, all over the field, flying. That was a nice run there by Antoine Voyer.
At this rate, we might have a hard time picking Dykett and Gauthier for, is he the offensive player of the game or is he the defensive player of the game?
Can he be both?
A little early to make that call, but Gauthier having an outstanding first half, of course, with the special teams touchdown, doing the punting duties, and flying around on defense.
Little Swiss Army knife.
Hands off to Fonte, back in the game. And Fonte, after a bit of a breather, rattles off 18 yards, and he's to the Sault College 32.
That was a nice play there by Anna Finoche, just saving 6. That was a huge gap on the right side there from the Beefeaters line.
And we've got a timeout. Sault College, they're going to want to talk this over as the London gaining big chunks of yardage. We'll take a short break and be back. And we're back to Rocky DiPietro Field. Looking at the crowd here, guessing, I'm never good at how many jelly beans are in the jar, Liam, but I'm guessing around 400
Yeah.
the crowd here. We had
Going
1,500
to
here a
camera
couple
2,
weeks
going to
ago
camera
for
2, going to camera 2.
game 1.
Camera 2 live.
Now a rollout. Pass incomplete, intended
Back
for
to 1.
86. Antoine Boyer.
Bennett McDonald just got a huge roar from the fans for bringing water out to the Cougars on that timeout, so that was pretty great.
And so a good crowd here on hand, as we said. I wasn't expecting as many as we had a couple weeks ago. Again, as I said, East-West taking place. That's a big Sault Ste. Marie football tradition. And we talked about this on the broadcast last week. Everybody thinks of the Sioux as a hockey town, but it is, as the kids say, a low-key football town.
Yep, everyone down here is crazy for high school football, which is always fun. Let's see what Fonte can do here on second down.
Fonte in the gun. Drops back, plants. Now he sees a big hole up the middle. Quarterback draw. He's got tons of room into the linebacking core. He's got an easy first down pickup and a couple more. And that he's just parted there for Fonte.
That was a great play there by Fonte. Really climbing the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield, realizing he has the lane, knowing where the sticks are. Great play.
And I don't know that that was a design quarterback run. It looked like he was either he sold that really well. It looked like he was looking for a receiver, but he saw the opening. It was a big one. Could have driven a truck through that hole.
You look at man defense, right? Often if it's man defense, you have a lane to run as a quarterback. So
Fonte
nice.
On the ground again, off tackle. He's tackled.
Slipping through.
Close to another first down. And we would be remiss if we didn't mention that Romello Campbell's still under the tent over here on the sideline. And you can see the difference with Campbell out of the game here for the Cougars.
Campbell was my player to watch on this Cougars defensive line, and it's a huge impact, especially if they're going to run the ball, all right? So we'll see if the Cougars can really clamp the middle up, but so far Fonte is having his way with this line.
Second and short. I wonder if London will take this opportunity to go to the end zone in the gun. You know this is 3-down territory. Nope, they'll just hand it off. And Sault College gets there, but second effort, I think, has got them the first down. And I think, you know, while you might be tempted on second and short to take a shot, with the way they've been moving the ball in this drive, I think you keep it on the ground.
Just keep it on the ground, live to fight another day. That was a nice play there by Grant Matheson to get in the backfield. Unfortunately, he did get the first down, but he initial contact and made it close.
Yeah, only a gain of a couple, but they only needed inches. And now we're inside of 3 minutes. Whistles go. And looks like we'll have an injury. Well, not an injury timeout. We had a Sault College player who was down on a knee. Took a while for the official. I think they just thought he was getting a breather because he was taking a knee right on that defensive line. I think they thought he was okay, but looks like we'll have a pause for an injury. And we'll take a short break and be right back with 2:53 left in the half. Back to the action, and a second defensive lineman out for Sault College.
Not what they needed.
Especially not staring down 1st and 10 from the 8 with London looking like they've tilted the field in their favor. Fonte takes the hand out. He's dropped in the backfield, and that's Grant Matheson making the play on first down.
That was a great play. Shooting up the gap. Matheson again. He made that play there on second down where they still got the first, but Matheson not letting them go anywhere this time. See if the Cougars can make a stop here on second.
Yeah, and after an outstanding career with the St. Mary's Knights locally and the Sabre Cats as well, Grant Mathewson making an impact in his first year at the college level. Picking his spots. Fonte's through the line to the goal line.
I think that push is going to get him through.
And there is a good push at the end.
Oh, they're marking him short.
London signaling touchdown, but officials have not. And we're awaiting a signal. Looks like they've got it spotted at maybe the half-yard line. We'll call it the 1. So it'll be 3rd and 1.
Wow.
Third and goal from the 1. Let's see what London wants to do here. And you see they're bringing in the halfback.
Oh, there's Ethan Grant.
Big number 20, Ethan Grant.
I would assume Ethan Grant will be touching the football here.
He's either going to touch it or he's going to try to make a big hole.
Yeah. I thought with that second effort, the Beefeaters were in the end zone there, but great job by the Cougars to hold their ground. Let's see it here.
Crowd trying to urge their Cougars on to hold these Beefeaters out of the end zone. Grant gets the ball, rumbles.
Oh,
looks
they
like
stopped
he
him.
stopped. He
Great
stopped
play.
at the 3-yard line, Ethan Grant. And that's the other Grant, Matheson, making the play.
Those were 3 great plays by Grant Matheson there to stop touchdowns. Unbelievable. Great series for him.
What a goal line stand after London marches down the field, chews up a lot of clock, keeps the ball on the ground, and just didn't look like Sault College had an answer. And then in the shadow of their own goalposts, Grant Matheson comes up big and makes the stop on 3rd down.
Grant Matheson stepping up with Campbell out of the game, climbing, elevating, and shutting those Beefeaters down.
And what a huge boost for the Cougars inside of 2 minutes.
Not out of the woods yet here, Kev. They're still at the 1. Let's see if the Cougars can get out.
Weber looking for the play call. Clock ticking. Don't want to take a penalty here and
No.
go half the distance. Gonna have to get the snap off, I think. Surprised we haven't seen a flag yet. And Weber, I'm surprised by that play call.
I love that play call. I love it. It's RPO. He had Beachy on the side, just a little overthrown. Now you got to hand this off and get it out of your own end zone.
And at 14-10, do you give up the safety here? With 1:50 to go? I mean, 1:50 in Canadian football is an eternity.
Yeah.
I think we'll see them run the ball. I think Mustafa will get it.
Yeah.
And
give it to your playmaker, see if you can make something happen.
And you may see them take a safety on 3rd down if it's not there.
They're going to throw it
they're
again.
Gonna knock it down in the end zone. Incomplete pass, knocked down.
That was a nice play there by Gary Hahn. Gary Hahn reading that RPO and putting his bear claws up in the air. I was curious on that play call there. I didn't think they were going to throw that again, but
I saw Coach Orizetti give Karkidi the safety sign. So I'm not sure if that's the plan or if that's the backup plan. We'll see on this play.
I think we're going to see a safety here.
It seems in a game where points are going to be tight,
yeah, they're going to do that.
You don't necessarily want to give away points, but Goche is going to run it out of the back of his own end zone, and London will earn a couple of points after getting shut out of the end zone. At 3rd and goal from the 1, we expected it to be 7. I think the Cougars lucky to come away just giving up the 2 on the safety.
The Cougars will take that all day long there. Battle of field position. We love to say it. Battle of field position.
And a punt there, I mean, realistically, from, the shadow of your own end zone, you're in the back of your end zone almost with that punt. Where are you going to get it to? The 30? They're already in field goal
maybe the
position.
30, probably the 20, right? And by that point, you have 20 yards to get into the end zone. It makes no sense to kick that ball there.
No, smart play. And, unfortunately, they couldn't, get anything on the first couple of runs. Good job by London to hem them in and earn the 2. And they'll take the ball as well from their own 35.
Let's see this Cougars defense try to get their offense the ball back here towards the end of the half. So see if Grant Matheson has something in store for us here.
As we said, minute 35 on the clock. It's an eternity in Canadian football. Could be 3 possessions. London, quick hitch pass. Oh, and he's met
Nice
immediately
play.
Karkidi in there to make the play for a short gain.
That was a great play by Karkidi to recognize the screen, seeing the lineman move to that side of the field and blowing it up before they can get out there.
A hard hit on Antoine Voyer. He looked a little wobbly getting up there, and I think he's going to check out. He takes a knee. He still looks a little wobbly.
Yeah.
So 1:30 remaining, 2nd and 9. And I think we'll stay with you as Antoine Voyer making his way to the sidelines. Looks like he is no worse for wear, and that's a good thing. And London still on offense, 2nd and 9.
Checking into the game here is DJ Fonte coming off the sideline after the play calls. We'll see what they got in store here on 2nd and long.
Still no Romello Campbell.
My guess is we're going to see Michael Downs get targeted here. 2nd and long, he's been making plays.
That's a safe bet. He's spread out wide to the right. This is the spot he had a big gain from earlier. He's going to come across. They go over the top, though, and that's number 14, Brandon Visuvath. Makes a great grab, and he's got the ball into Sault College territory at the 45-yard line.
That was great coverage by Dykinen, but I mean, great in-air adjustment, body control, and really flipping this offensive possession into something that they can maybe go down and score 7 here.
As you mentioned, what a job by Visuvath there. He's looking over his right shoulder as the ball goes in the air. He's got Gauthier draped all over him, turns, comes over his left, finds the ball, and makes the catch over the top.
Can't be mad with the coverage there.
Beefeaters pass again, and that's into the hands of 87, Michael Downs, and he's still on his feet at the 22, finally taken down.
Beefeaters air attack really coming into play here in the last minute.
Barsic with some help from Anafawashe bring him down, but the Beefeaters moving the ball in just 33 seconds. They've moved 2/3 the length of the field, and they're threatening.
2 very, very good throws from DJ Fonte, putting in a place only his receiver can get to. It's been very, very promising for the Beefeaters here.
Fonte backs out of the snap.
I think if Garcia touched him there, that would have been a neutral zone infraction.
Now goes to the air again.
Oh.
Caught by number 80. That's Gabriel Van Moorsel.
I don't think that was targeted for Van Moorsel. I think that was targeted for Ferguson.
I think you're right. Looked like Ferguson ducked it. I don't know if Van Moorsel called him off or what happened there.
Fonte's not going to complain.
Yeah, completion nonetheless, and a 9-yard pickup by the Beefeaters. Time ticking.
Looks like man coverage from the Cougars here.
And now Fonte up the middle, all sorts of room. Finally brought down inside the 5 at about the 3-yard line. Big gain up the middle. We've got a timeout by Sault College with the Beefeaters knocking on the door. We'll be back in just a minute. And so 27 seconds on the clock. London breaks the huddle after the timeout by the Cougars. We'll see what they've dialed up on defense.
They got Ferguson in the back there with Fonte. We'll see if he leads the way.
Ferguson leaks out to the left. He's Lead block for Fonte. He's wrapped up. That's Grant Matthewson again.
That's our
at
guy.
The 4-yard line.
Red zone warrior, Grant Matheson. Absolutely amazing job in the run game there by Matheson. That was a good lead block there by Ferguson. Thought he had the hole, but Matheson comes screaming out of the right side of the field, and Fonte couldn't go anywhere.
So they give him back to the original line of scrimmage at the 3. I thought it was a TFL there, but second and goal from the 3. Clock ticking, gets down to 13 seconds before London takes a timeout. And once again, we'll take a short break. We'll be right back. So a big first down stop by Graham Mathewson. Is that his 4th tackle inside the 5?
Yeah, it's been a very, very good second quarter here for him.
London on the doorstep. Ferguson looking to step up and block. They go straight ahead and another tackle behind the line of scrimmage. That's number
Carchidi.
7, Jonathan Davis. Carchidi in on that tackle as well.
Great play. Jonathan Davis screaming around the edge there. Carchidi busting up the middle. We'll see if the Cougars can get another goal line stand.
And that's a loss of 1. We now have 3rd and goal from the 4. Clock winds. 9 seconds to go and ticking. Looks like this will be the last play of the half. And the Cougars trying to fend off the Beefeaters. And the Beefeaters call a timeout, but with 0s on the clock, I guess they're going to say they called it before time expired.
Looks like they're bringing in the field goal unit.
Bringing in the field goal unit. Interesting call here.
Kev, you know me, I'm all for being aggressive, so I would never kick the field goal here, but
it's a 14-12 football game.
Trying to give them the lead at half.
2 stingy defenses, as we've been saying since the start of the broadcast, and 5 stops in a row inside the 5.
The Beefeaters respecting the Cougars' red zone D. You got to love it.
And either way, this is a moral victory for the Cougars, even if they the Beefeaters put 3 on the board here.
Exactly.
Dyken and Goche almost took a slip and fall on the bench here on the near side. Kick is up and good, and so the Beefeaters will take the lead into halftime, leading the Cougars 15-14 at homecoming. But as we said, 2 goal line stands in a row, and the Cougars got to feel pretty good about that. Heading into the half, we'll take a short break. Kevin Hemsworth and Liam Mears from Rocky DiPietro Field. We'll be back in 10 minutes for the second half. So we'll get things kicked back off here from Rocky DiPietro Field here in Sault Ste. Marie. Kevin Hemsworth here with Liam Mears, bringing you the action from homecoming weekend. Sault College Cougars taking on the London Beefeaters. And if you're just joining us, it was a lot of what we expected in the first half, heavy on the run, although the Beefeaters put together a few nice passes close to the end of the first half. A couple of goal line stands by the Cougars, though, Mr. Mears, and London settles for a field goal to take a 1-point lead into the second half.
Yeah, those goal line stands led by number 44, Grant Matheson, with about 4 tackles that saved touchdowns at the end of the quarter there. So that was a really big bonus for the Cougars. Michael Downs for the Beefeaters had a wicked half, really was the main vocal point in the Beefeaters pass game. I would like to see a little more Mustafa on the ground here for the Cougars this second half, especially with the rain coming down. And I would like to see a little more screens as well, really open up that defense, and that way Mustafa can go up the middle as well.
Nick Fonte with a big half for London as well from the tailback position. Halftime brought to you by Algoma Steel. I want to thank Algoma Steel for sponsoring Sault College Cougars football. And second half brought to you by Metro. So we want to thank all of our sponsors here for bringing you today's game and all Cougars home games. Of course, we'll be back on the field next week against the defending national champions, the St. Clair Saints from Rocky DiPietro Field.
Big test for that defense. Big test. Hopefully Campbell is all right, and hopefully the Cougars stay healthy, and it'll be a very big test for that defense. And again, we don't know the health on Matty Tucker. We don't know if he's going to start this half, but if not, all eyes on Grayson Weber.
Yeah, Grayson Weber filling in after Tucker went down on a pretty vicious hit in the first half, but Grayson Weber filling in. He's been a little bit long on all of the passes he's thrown. See if he can kind of get a little bit dialed in there. We see Romello Campbell under the tent still as well. Looks like he's got his helmet on, so I'm anxious to see whether he returns to the game.
That'd be big news for the Cougars. Honestly, I think Grayson just needs to settle in, take a breath, right? Yep. Normally when you're overthrowing things, you're a little jittery, right? So he settles in, Cougars win this game, simple.
So Gauthier looks like they're going to set up maybe for an onside. Kickoff's brought to you by Sioux Area Hospital. Gauthier does kick it deep. And that'll be fielded in the air at about the 17-yard line. And good pursuit downfield.
Great
Nice tackle made. That's number 20 for the Cougars. Aiden Manitowabi in on the tackle. We called his name a couple times today.
That was a fantastic coverage down the field. He split right through his assignment and wrapped him up by the ankle. And when you got someone's ankle, they're not going anywhere, right?
We may not have a special teams player of the game, but Manitowabi might be there on pretty high up on that chart. So it'll be the Beefeaters from the line of scrimmage at the 30-yard line to start the second half with a 1-point lead on the Cougars, 15-14. Hand off to Fonte. And he's tackled at the line of scrimmage.
Sammy Pierre, what a play. Shedding that block, stuffing the run. Almost a TFL. Sets up second and long here for the Beefeaters.
Yeah, with Romello Campbell still on the bench, Cougars are going to be happy if they can hold them to limited yardage on the ground on first down, and that's a no-gainer for London. 2nd and 10.
They got Pierre and Lim up in the defensive tackle spots right now, so it's important with Campbell out to
empty backfield. Throw across the middle, and that's the target. Big number 87, Michael Downs. Downs has a first down and then some, an extra 7 after the sticks.
Nice stick there by Sefton Andrews to bring down Downs. Again, Downs really running through that zone. No one around him. Easy first down for the Beefeaters.
That crosser's been there all day.
Yeah, that was a nice throw from DJ Fonte, who's been very, very accurate to start the day.
Just the one pick in the first half. And Fonte, not a big guy in the backfield, but he's got a big receiver in Downs, and they're making it work today. Hand off to Nick Fonte. He's brought down. And that's Lim. And now we've got
rough
some
stuff back there.
We've got some rough play behind the play. That's number 88, Jaheim Ferguson.
Getting into it with
Looked
Jonathan
like he
Davis.
got tied up, yeah, with Jonathan Davis, and I think they're going to get them both, which should be
Offsetting.
offsetting penalties. And let's not lose sight of the fact that it's again a stop on first down, just maybe a half-yard gain on the play.
The Cougars defensive tackles have done a really, really nice job stepping up with Campbell out, really clogging the run, and then obviously you got Grant Matheson over at the linebacking spot, really covering up the backfield, which is great.
Yeah, great stop there by Lim on first down. Lim from Geelong, Australia. The Aussies bringing the thunder.
They're known for being fiery, Kev.
And there's a few Aussies on the Sault College team.
It looked like this was just
year.
a penalty on Davis. I saw at the end of the play there, Davis kind of shoved his head into the ground, but I didn't think it was going to be just on him because there was obviously rough stuff from both of them. So
yeah, I think initially the London player was holding Davis, and he was trying to get away from him. Fonte taken down, 7-yard gain on the play.
Great tough run there by Fonte, dragging bodies for a couple extra yards.
But, those are the penalties you can't afford to take. You just can't get involved in that stuff. And when you do, you just got to put your hands up and say, pull away and let the referee make the call on the other guy, right? You can't try to do anything aggressive to finish it, or they always see the last motion, right?
Mom always told me they always get the retaliator, Kev.
That's right. The snap, the handoff, Fonte up the middle, got some room into the linebacker core, and he's picked up the first down.
That was a good lead block there from Ethan Grant, leading the way there for Fonte, and it's another first down on the ground for the Beefeaters.
Ball placed at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Beefeaters.
Ethan Grant back there stays in the game while Fonte comes out.
Hand off to Grant. Up the middle. That's jammed up, and Grant picks up, looks like a yard and a half on first down.
George Lim again. Great run penetration by the Aussie.
We called Lim's name a bunch of times. Sault College defense bending, not breaking so far.
Another 2nd and long here for the Beefeaters, who have been very good on 2nd and long through the air. Watch that crossing right there to Downs. So interesting to see how the Cougars deal with this here.
As I said, it's very similar looking offensive sets here by the two teams. Drop back to pass. Fonte throws it away, and that's a veteran QB move. Nothing there, nothing happening downfield. Good play by the secondary for the Cougars to shut things down, and Fonte just throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like his first read there was Downs on the post, but if he actually took a little bit of a first look towards the crosser, he actually had Van Morso coming across the field with really no one there. So Cougars maybe got a break with that one. Good pressure.
Yeah, and obviously Downs is the primary on just about every play, as we've seen. He's been targeted more than anybody for this Beefeaters team, and now London with 3rd and 9 will set up in punt formation. Trudeau in his own end zone, about 5 yards deep to the right of the goalposts. Punt is up. That's a spiral punt to the corner, and it's going to hop out. Looks like at around the 6-yard line, maybe.
Good punt. Good punt. Coffin cornered it.
Yeah. So the Cougars take over inside their own 10-yard line. Of course, no stranger to that, having had to take over inside the 5 towards the end of the first half after the defensive stand.
It's a
And
big
we'll see if they have some more success, can maybe gain some yardage, try to flip the field here.
It's a big drive for Grayson Weber, really setting the tone for the second half. A good first drive will really calm his nerves, make him settle down here. So I would love to see them rely heavy on Mustafa here.
And I think you may see they're going to try to gain some yardage on 1st and 2nd, but they may go back to a safety. Although here goes Mustafa, he's up the middle. He could be gone. Mustafa, he is on his own, rumbling to the end zone, and Mustafa reels off 105-yard touchdown, the longest, obviously, for this Sault College team.
Wow.
Sam Mustafa takes it to the house.
Mustafa hit that 20-yard line, turned on the afterburners. No one was touching him.
And I think Mustafa maybe has me in his ear. I was talking safety, and he reels off a 105-yard touchdown run and says, take that safety, Hemsworth.
How about that? No long drive needed. One play. Great start for the Cougars. What can't go overlooked right there is that block. Right on the right side here.
Just looking at the replay now. A big block at the point of attack, and Mustafa's gone.
Yeah, unbelievable.
London obviously looking at run. They had everybody up in the box, but once Mustafa hit second level, nobody there.
No.
And he goes all the way. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. And it's 21-15 for the Cougars. And as I mentioned early in the broadcast, Cougars are sitting in fourth place in the Ontario Junior Football Conference, looking up at Hamilton at 3-1 and London at 3-1. Cougars at 2-2. Of course, Hamilton beat the Cougars twice. London just the one loss to St. Clair. And so the Cougars looking to move above 500 here against the Beefeaters. Really trying to stake their claim on a playoff spot early in their first season.
Would be very, very good for the program. First year in the league, first playoff appearance.
And just hanging with the returning semifinalists for the Ontario Junior Football Conference crown is a pretty big accomplishment in year one. And the Cougars are not just hanging, they're up on the Beefeaters 21-15.
Young team showing some fire early on here. See if the defense can go get that offense that ball back. Keep the momentum rolling.
The touchdown brought to you by Chuck's Roadhouse. And the kickoffs brought to you by Sioux Area Hospital. That kick will skip out of bounds inside the 20 on the kickoff.
Laundry right there. Kick out of bounds.
Flag down as the kick goes out of bounds. And so the Beefeaters will get a little bit of help. And they'll take over, looks like somewhere
at the 40.
Yeah, looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 40-yard line after the out-of-bounds kick, and that's not what you want on the kickoff.
Nice grab there by the ref, over the shoulder. Reeled that one in.
Well, they weren't always referees.
No.
They played the game. A busy day for the referees here as football going on across town. The East-West games. And now there's a pass to Downs. Almost slips. He's met. Nice tackle in space by number 27, Tesfa Spencer.
Great play by Spencer coming down from his slot position. Really tackled down low, right?
And we've seen Downs shake those off. We've seen him drop the shoulder and knock guys off him. And Spencer holds it to a 4-yard gain with a nice open field tackle.
A lot of the time you see DBs go high, and that never works. And it was nice to see Spencer really go for the hips and drive into the ground.
The Beefeaters at 2nd and 6. They'll hand it off. And that's bottled up immediately. Gain of maybe 1 on the play, and we'll be looking at a 3rd and 5 inside their own 50 at the 46.
Great play by the Cougars interior defensive line. Again, Lim in there. You had Matheson in there. You had Sachin in there. They gang tackled, gain of 1. Cougars 3 and out again. Keeping momentum on their side.
Cougars defense getting it done, and the punt team on the field for the Beefeaters. Trudeau settles in at his own 27, 28-yard line. They'll try to keep the ball. Well, they punt it away from Trudeau. That takes a good London bounce, but Trudeau, bobbles that. Now he'll pick it up. Going to try to find some space. London right there, though. They bottle him up. He's still on his feet. Trying to spin away. Eventually taken down. And now a flag. Looked like Davis kind of looking at the referee saying, where's the call? I think he was hit from behind.
Yeah, that was nowhere near the play.
I didn't see it. Maybe try to check it on the replay. So that will help out the Cougars, as it looks like the ball is down just outside the 10-yard line on a pretty good punt by the Beefeaters.
Based off the referee signals, it's looking like it's going to be unnecessary roughness on the Beefeaters here. We'll see.
And these are the ones that just drive coaches crazy. If it is indeed against the Beefeaters, you trap them deep in their own end, although last time they didn't seem to have any problem with that.
No.
You trap them deep in their own end, and then, you know, if this is against London, you kind of let them off the hook and give them a little breathing room.
Yeah, it looked like.
Oh, and that was a big hit.
Yeah, it looked like number 88, Ferguson, got a little frustrated with Davis there and gave him a shot from behind after nowhere near the play. So this is looking like it's going to be unnecessary roughness on the Beefeaters here.
But I think there was another one I saw on the replay. Number 90, Aiden Davidson for the Sault College Cougars came in and just blew up one of the Beefeaters players closer to the ball. Two separate incidents.
Yeah.
And so I think those will offset.
Looks like Sault College is moving back here. And
they seem to be having a conversation about where the ball is spotted. No, I think they're going to put it back where Trudeau went down, if the sticks are any indication.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's going to be offsetting.
Yeah, we have offsetting flags, and the Cougars will take. Oh, no. They are going to move the sticks back.
Wow.
We had a hold against the Cougars, and a rough play, maybe a rough play and a hold against the Cougars, and a rough play against London. A lot of laundry, Liam.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's 1st and 10 from the 10.
What do you think? Does he bust another 90-yard touchdown run?
I'd love to see it. He's got the ball in his hands. This time bottled up just outside the 10-yard line. Might have picked up one or two on the play before Mustafa goes down.
That was a great play there by Carter Frayne. Carter Frayne not letting Mustafa go anywhere this time. Closes the gap, and it's going to be 2nd and long here for the Cougars, back deep in their own territory.
2nd and 9 for Sault College. You wonder if they'll go to the air here.
Bunches down there last week against Hamilton. They like to run that screen out of that 3 wide.
Yeah, bunch of receivers to the near side of the field. Fake to Mustafa. They go the other way to Trudeau. Trudeau slips the tackle. He's got the first down and more. Still on his feet. And now they blow it down. Forward progress stopped. Trudeau hard to take down. Sometimes you almost want him to go down because you know they're just ripping away at the ball. There's a crowd around him.
I love that play call right there. Down at the bottom of the screen, there was a screen set up, and up at the top of the screen, it was the weak side. Not as many people on there. Give it to your playmaker in space. Slipping tackles, easy first down for the Cougars. Great play call there by Antonello.
And the Cougars now have it at the 33-yard line after that big gainer. And nice for Weber to complete one there and get a little confidence. And we'll see what he does here on first down from his own 33-yard line. Motions Williams in. Fakes the handoff, goes over the middle. Nice catch in space. Beachy in the middle of the field. Taken down by number 16, Sam Fadia by London.
Great ball there by Grayson Weber. It looks like he's settling in really nicely. Great play call, opening up the seam over the middle. And Beachy catching it in stride. First down Cougars.
And Antonello, I think, doing a good job here of giving Weber enough time, but not asking him to take too much time in the pocket, not asking too much of that offensive line in pass pro. Weber getting the ball out of his hands quickly, and Beachy on the receiving end of that one. Weber back in the gun again, turns, fires out into the flats, and that one dropped by Trudeau.
Yeah, he's going to want that one back.
I don't know that he had much space there. Trudeau is elusive and could have turned nothing into something, but he had a Beefeater linebacker bearing down on him, and I think probably would have been hit out of bounds almost immediately anyways, so not much harm.
Going to give some praise here to the Cougars offensive line. When they have thrown the ball today, there's been very little pressure on Weber. They've done a very good job in the pass blocking, so giving the Cougars some flowers. We'll see if the Beefeaters can gain some pressure here. I imagine they're going to throw it here on 2nd and long.
2nd and 10. Grayson Weber. Oh, low snap. They're going to have to go back and get it. Mustafa.
Oh.
Oh, and he bobbles it. Now he's just going to fall on it. And that's a late hit, as Mustafa was clearly down.
No flag.
And I think the referee's saying that's continuation, but Sam Mustafa looks like he's in some discomfort as he fields that ball and is landed on. I think that was number 34, Luca Albano for the Beefeaters.
Yeah, Paul Orzetti is not happy that there was no flag there at the end of the play. He's letting the ref hear it a little bit.
Definitely looked late, but, you know, again, player under momentum, slippery field. You know, I didn't see whether Albano targeted him or just maybe slipped and fell. Maybe we could pick it up on a replay here. But it did come late. He was already down. So you know why Orzetti is upset as we take a peek at it here. Yeah, it looked like didn't look like he let up at all on that play.
Really.
So I understand why the frustration.
Davian Wilson coming in and laying the late hit there on Mustafa.
Paul Orzetti he's still in the ear of the official in the near sideline. That's his star running back, Sam Mustafa. And we hope Mustafa shakes that one off as the Cougars are facing 3rd down. And it looks like about 27, 28 yards.
He's grabbing his shoulder there. It doesn't look great. Again, we were talking about it earlier with mistakes, right? You look like you're having a drive going together and a low snap, and all of a sudden you're back and you're far in your own territory, 3rd down.
Yeah, they had flipped the field, and now hoping to get a punt out over midfield would be great. Gauthier gets a good kick away. Fielded in the air. Oh, and it's bobbled, and the Cougars are on it.
Flag came out there. I don't know if it was no yards. It didn't look like it.
No signal as to possession. Now I think I saw an arm. Looked like the Cougars had pounced on that. London gets it back. There is a flag on the field with 5:02 to go in the 3rd quarter.
That's so tough as a kickoff team for that no yards, right? You're running full steam down the field. You can't really see where the ball is. It's a very difficult play to track.
And we do have a no yards penalty. It's the 5-yard variety, I believe, is the indication by the official.
Looks like it'll be London ball.
Starting here just past midfield.
46-yard line of the Sault College Cougars. So 1st down and 10.
So the Beefeaters
5:02 to go in the 3rd.
take over inside Sault College territory, down 6 points, but with good field position. DJ Fonte takes the snap, rolls out. Davis after him, almost gets the shoestring tackle there, and that's thrown out of bounds to the coach on the sidelines. Nothing downfield for Fonte after he does a good job of eluding Jonathan Davis.
Yeah, that was a nice pursuit there by Jonathan Davis. Good play by DJ Fonte to slip away from the ankle tackle and just wisely throw that ball out of bounds, not force it into something that would get him into trouble.
Yeah, you know Davis wanted that 10-yard loss on the quarterback
Oh,
sack and just came up short, but good pursuit.
I imagine we're going to see a lot more of DJ Fonte airing the ball out here because the Beefeaters have had success through the air today, and the Cougars have done a good job stopping the run.
I have a feeling that number 87 might have a ball coming his way here. No, and a handoff to Nick Fonte after a delay,
tackle.
But a nice tackle there. And looks like number 18,
Ethan Greenwood
making the play for the Cougars.
That was I actually really like the play call by the Beefeaters there, right? Everyone in the stadium's expecting a pass. You run a halfback draw. Just really good play by Ethan Greenwood to recognize that those offensive linemen were climbing up the field and slip it and make a good ankle tackle.
My apologies. That'll bring up 3rd down.
So 3rd down and 9 for the Beefeaters. And what looked like a promising possession with good field position is again a punt situation for London. They've got to be frustrated here as they haven't been able to get much done on offense in the 3rd quarter. The kick, a good spiral boomer to the corner. They were respecting the return speed of Trudeau, and the ball goes out of bounds at about the 14-yard line.
Took a Cougars bounce there towards the sideline. It could have took another bounce. That's down at the 5. Another good punt by Beefeaters there.
Yeah, I believe that's Braden Rivard with punting duties for the Beefeaters, and got to give him some props. He's been getting the job done as London is maintaining this field position.
Battle of the defenses, Kev. Who pulls through?
Yeah.
Who makes the mistake?
And it's been a big play type of situation here all game. You know, you had the special teams big play, you got the big run by Mustafa, you got a goal line stand, a couple of goal line stands by the Cougars.
Got Antonello giving signs to Weber here.
Grayson Weber. That's Provenzano in the backfield, and he's got nowhere to go. He's met immediately and taken down. Might be a loss of 2 on the play.
That was great.
2nd and 12.
That was fantastic run penetration there by the Beefeaters. That was Gary Hahn, who shot up that run play, going nowhere. Injury there.
Yeah, and Mustafa still on the sidelines after taking that hit on the last series. So Ronan Provenzano in on the run. You can't fault Provenzano for that. He was hit immediately after taking the handoff. Looks like 65, Big Shane Hedrick shaking up on the play. He's coming off but favoring what looks like the left ankle a little bit, maybe the knee.
He's not putting much weight on that there.
Lucas Cachamilio helping him off the field.
Classmate
Classmate of yours in the sports admin program here at Sault College. Now Sault College, Grayson Weber in the gun, as he's been since Matty Tucker exited the game. Looks like second and 11.
One high safety here for the Beefeaters.
Looks it off to the sidelines now. Throws back across his body, almost picked off. That was a dangerous throw across his body as he leaked out to the right. And a bit of an ill-advised throw there by Weber.
Used to be the golden rule, don't throw across your body for quarterbacks. Nowadays in the NFL and the CFL, you're seeing guys do it, right? So can't really say it's the golden rule anymore, but man, that was a nice play there. Jumping up and almost taking it for 6.
Almost a one-handed grab by the linebacker there, but ball falls to the turf, and we'll have a 3rd and 11, and the Cougars will be forced to punt from their own 13. 3:10 to go in the 3rd quarter.
So I'm sure Grayson Weber is a little sigh of relief right there, seeing that ball hit the grass. See if Dyken and Goche can pin the Beefeaters somewhat past midfield here.
It's a big ask, and he's going to take a knee in the end zone, give up the 2. Second safety surrendered by the Cougars. That takes London to 17 and gives the Cougars a 4-point lead. 21-17 the score, and London will take over from their own end of the field.
I'm curious if that decision was because the snap was high or if they were always planning on taking the safety from back in their own territory like that.
Well, looked like they were deeper on that punt than they were the punt before, and they started out their drive from the 50, maybe inside the 50. I don't think you want to be giving London field position at the 40, although they haven't really done a whole lot on offense here in the 3rd quarter.
I don't mind it though. Give your defense lots of room to work with, and potentially the way they've been going, pin the Beefeaters deep and have Grayson Weber take over hopefully at the 40.
Beefeaters now running the ball. Fonte out in space. He's got some room. Past Goche. Goche gets a hand on him, and he gets a little help on the tackle. I believe that was Barsic.
That was a great lead block by Gabriel Van Morsel. Really leading the way for Fonte, and Fonte took off.
Big gain on first down by Fonte. There is a flag down. I have to see if that's a hold upfield. Just where the positioning of the flag tells me maybe it's a hold.
Moving the ball up. I'm curious if it was on the Cougars.
Yeah, the referee's body language indicates that it's against the Cougars, and it is rough play. And we've got, they're going to call a horse collar tackle. That was on Goche. Goche he slipped past Gauthier. Gauthier got an arm on him and pulls him backwards.
Yeah, he got his hand right on that where the name tag would be, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you get your hand in there, it's horse collar.
Yeah, they'll let you away with it as long as you don't change the direction of the ball carrier. Fonte with another big run. He's into the secondary, still on his feet, trying to rip the ball out, but Fonte rumbles down almost to the goal line.
Dragging bodies, another big hole by that Beefeaters line.
So 2 big runs by Nick Fonte and the Beefeaters, just like that. After Sault College gives up the safety for the field position, 2 plays later, it's right back down on the Sault College goal line.
Yeah, Nick Fonte having himself a pretty good drive here. Let's see what the Beefeaters do here on 1st and goal. I'm imagining they're probably just going to give it back to Nick. I mean, dominate on the ground. It's starting to rain here again, right? So
yeah,
keep it on the ground.
Campbell still on the sidelines on defense for the Cougars. The sticks just moving up now. Not sure why they didn't call for that sooner. There was no penalty on that play, but 1st and goal looks like from about the 2-yard line. Nick Fonte, and there's
great penetration.
Great defensive penetration. And again,
Ethan Greenwood.
Greenwood and number 44, Graham Mathewson right there as well. Greenwood got the initial hit. Mathewson cleaned it up.
Super impressed by the Cougars linebackers in the red zone here. Really getting downfield on the Beefeaters. Really blocking up those run lanes. It's been pretty good red zone defense for the Cougars. Let's see if they can hold on here with it being 2nd and goal.
Loss of about half a yard on the play.
They got Van Morsel in there. I'm imagining he's going to lead the way here for Fonte.
And
read option.
It's DJ Fonte. He pulls, goes out to the left, and I think that's a great play call.
Absolutely. Nice play there by Fonte to read the edge, realize he committed to the run up the middle, and walked in for 6.
So it's a Beefeaters touchdown with 1 minute and 1 second to go in the 3rd quarter. And that puts London up 23-21 pending the extra point here at the homecoming game at Rocky DiPietro Field.
No gimme extra point right now, Kev, with the rain coming down. We'll see if the snap and the hold are clean.
Yeah, I think it's snap and hold that I'd be worried about. Rivard's looked pretty solid back there with place kicking duties all day.
Bringing
but
in
with
Ethan
a slippery
Grant
ball,
here.
you never know. Snaps a little high, but pulled down by Xavier Zatilny, and they do the chip shot motion.
Yeah, that was a good hold there by Zatilny.
And it's 24-21 for the Beefeaters. So not always an orthodox way to get to 24. You kind of think that's 3 7s and a 3, but we've had a whole mixed bag of
that's the Canadian
safeties and
that's the Canadian football way to get to 24 right there, Kev.
That's right. But we got a good one here as we're getting close to heading into the 4th quarter. And the rain letting up now again. On and off all afternoon.
What we saw right there, I think, on that last drive for the Cougars is their run D getting a little worn down from being on the field a fair bit here in the second half, right? So hopefully the offense can put together a drive, keep their defense off the field, get a break, and hopefully Grayson Weber settles in here and leads this Cougars offense down the field.
Well, you'll watch Greenwood and Matheson just fire it in, making plays. You've got to call that run out to the outside, and that was a great play call. Touchdown, again, brought to you by Chuck's Roadhouse. And we'll have a kickoff here brought to you by Sioux Area Hospital. Thank all our sponsors for their support. As that's number 6, Malachi Price, fielding the ball. He's got some space, breaks a few tackles, spins off another one, and gets the ball out to the 32-yard line where the Cougars will take over.
That was a nice peel black block there by Ronan Provenzano. It really set the way for him, and obviously Price can't go anywhere with 3 guys on him, but did a good job gaining a little bit of extra yardage.
Yeah, Price picked up probably close to 17 or 18 yards on a return. And Weber still in at the quarterback position. injuries becoming a problem for the Cougars. You see Shane Hedrick still under the tent. Campbell hasn't been back in the game. Of course, Matty Tucker out. Weber fakes the handoff, rolls out, throws it out to McPherson, but that's too far ahead of Jack McPherson and falls incomplete.
I like the fake. Linebacker's bit to the left, but great job there by the edge rusher, Gary Hahn, who read that pass all the way and forced Weber to make an off-balance throw.
McPherson slipped a bit, but I don't think he would have gotten to that ball even if he hadn't.
Sorry, that's Alejandro Rivera that forced the pressure there.
2nd and 10 for the Cougars. 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Weber calling McPherson in. Fakes it to McPherson. Now throws it across the middle. And that's Azim Simmons. And Azim Simmons has the first down and more across the 50-yard line to the 51.
Great play by Grayson Weber there, really moving to his right, seeing that Azim Simmons was all alone in the middle of the field, and then Simmons did the rest with his explosiveness and takes it up close to midfield.
And that's the kind of play that takes a little time to develop, but like you said, we got to give a lot of credit to that O-line. They're giving Weber some time. It seems to be he's getting in more trouble when he's trying to roll out of that pocket. The ends are getting upfield, but the line is doing a good job of creating the pocket for him and giving him time on those delayed crossers.
Yeah, if he just stays in there just a second longer, climbs up the pocket, he doesn't have to make that throw on the run, but still great throw on the run, and we'll see what the Cougars do here.
1st and 10 for the Cougars. Oh, handoff, bobbled snap, and that's
great play.
Big number 95, Alejandro Rivera. You just called his name, and he busts through the line and tackles Mustafa.
Read that all the way. Great play by Rivera to shoot the gap. Little trouble with the handoff there with Weber and Mustafa, but I think even if that handoff's clean, Rivera's right there.
And that brings the 3rd quarter to an end with the Beefeaters up 24-21 on the Cougars. Not too far to go to flip the field here at the end of the 3rd quarter. The ball will be marked at the 49.
Switch directions, and Sioux Cougars will hope to continue this march, regain the lead. Again, 4th quarter, 15 minutes to go.
I'll give another shout out to our 2nd half sponsor, Metro. You can see them just across the field from us.
Thanks to all the fans in blue that have come
Thank all of our sponsors
support for our boys.
for their support of Sault College Cougars football in year 1 of the program as we head to the 4th and final quarter.
The witching hour.
And we've got a ball game, Liam.
Here we go.
Weber takes the snap, pump fakes, tries to get it to Trudeau, and that one falls incomplete.
Great pass protection there from the Cougars again, picking up the blitz, giving Weber a little bit of time to throw there, just overshot Trudeau on that out route.
Number 24, Amos Thomas in coverage. And the Cougars at 3rd and 12 will punt the football away.
Who knows, Kev? The Cougars have been pretty dangerous when they've punted the football today with Gauthier.
I don't know that they'll catch London napping on that play again. But we'll see. It's Gauthier. Lots of speed, and he likes to get upfield. He's going to punt from his own 40.
Kick.
Kicks it towards sidelines. Bobbled. Ball still there.
It's going to be a
And
no
it
yards
looks
penalty
like
again. Flag on the field.
I think maybe London recovered it anyways. The flag is down, and
Nice kick by Gauthier.
I think you're right. I think it will be a no yards call.
No yards on the play.
And that's why, it's really important for those players getting downfield to respect that 5-yard cylinder because, it wasn't like the no yards penalty caused the bobble. He fumbled that ball.
Yeah. Yeah, if they even a step back, I don't think he was that close, right? But still within that 5-yard margin, any bobble, you're on it, right? So another good kick by Dykett and Gauthier, who's really had a good day.
And so the ball recovered at the 39, but with the no-yard penalty, it will come out to, I believe it's 5, or they're calling it 15?
What?
And that is a bit of a dagger as you had the ball inside the 40, and it's now a yard shy of midfield. I don't know. I didn't see an intentional, but that's why they're on the field and we're way up here. Snap. Handoff to Fonte. He's bottled up. Pickup of maybe 2 yards.
That was a nice block there by Sam Nemeth, really clearing out the lane for Fonte. But again, great play by Grant Matheson, jumping up in the play and shutting down the run. See what
Greenwood in there as well. I think Lim was there. Whole army of Cougars making the tackle. You know, if I'm London, I'm considering that play they ran on the touchdown here. Fake that inside handoff. Looks like the linebackers are biting to the inside. Pull it, roll out to the left. They've sent 4 receivers to the left.
Screen play.
Screen. Comes out here to number 14, Brandon Visuvath.
It's going to be close, but
he is shy of the first down. It's going to depend on the spot, and it looks like it's not a favorable spot for London. 2 yards shy of the first down.
Great play by Ashton Sachin again, really jumping up, making that play. It looked like there wasn't going to be much there because number 27, Tesfa Spencer, was there. And then that was just a nice little slip, and looks like they're going to go for it here.
3rd and 2. London going for it. 13:03 left in the game. It's going to be a run play. Looks like they've got it bottled up. And I think they've made the stop. Lim there, Davis there, Matheson there. And the Cougars come up big again on defense.
Absolutely great run penetration again from the linebackers of your Sault College Cougars. Grant Matheson and Greenwood having a heck of a game.
And I gotta say, I don't love the play call. You had some success rolling your quarterback out. He's got speed. I get you don't want to put your quarterback in harm's way on a naked bootleg too often, but
it's difficult on a 3rd down like that where you only have one option, right? Normally you like to have a couple different options. That way you can read what's going on pre-snap and during the play, right? So Cougars will take it. Good field position here for them.
And they take over on the 48-yard line. Out of the gun, Weber pulls it. Nice little toss out. Oh, and Beachy.
Ooh.
And now we got some extracurriculars at midfield. Beachy got hit pretty hard after that. That's a tough catch to make over your right shoulder out in the flat.
Oh, you can hear footsteps coming a mile away when you get that little lob pass over there.
Especially it was a little too much of a rainbow there. You know, as a receiver, you only got so much time to reel that in before you're taking that hit. And the ball falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Cougars.
Looks like some confusion here. Oh, never mind. They're all set up.
Snap. Drops back to pass. Rolls out. Weber trying to direct traffic. He's just going to throw it. I thought he was throwing that out of bounds. He saw Trudeau at midfield.
Yeah.
But that was a bullet that
Jane is not happy about that right there.
Yeah, Trudeau always wants to make the grab.
Yeah.
It wasn't a first down, even if he made it, because he was right at the boundary. It would have been 2 yards shy of the first down at least, coming back to the ball.
That was a good ball there from Grayson Weber.
He throws a hard ball. It's the accuracy has been the issue. That one seemed to be pinned on Trudeau. He may have already been out of bounds when the ball hit him, though.
It looks like Kylan Asen-Simmons is shaken up there at the end of the play for the Cougars. He's on the sideline now, headed to the tent.
And so as we said, injuries mounting here for the Cougars.
Cold day like today, it's unfortunate. Yeah, that was a missile by Weber over to Trudeau.
So the punt will come from inside the 40. Good boot by Gauthier, good hang time. Fonte fields it. That looked like a block in the back, but no flag. Fonte's got some room. He's up the sideline and taken out. Gauthier gets a face full of mud, but makes the play in front of the Cougars bench.
Gets up, gets hyped for the boys. Love it. That was a nice play by Fonte there to make something out of nothing.
Yeah, it didn't look like he had anywhere to go, and he's going to need a little downy for that jersey. I almost can't read the number on that. Fonte
On a day where
carrying the load.
on a day where we were expected to see a lot of Elijah Prosper, Fonte's really stepped up and done a really nice job for the Beefeaters.
And so London with good field position again at the 52. Keep it on the ground. That's Grant over midfield. Looks like he picks up about 5 yards on the play.
It was a good tackle there by Grant Matheson, going low on Ethan Grant, who is obviously a powerful runner. Matheson did a good job there with combination from Lim, stopping Grant, and for only a gain of 5.
10:55 to go in the
Cougars faithful getting loud here.
Good crowd on hand. Students back in school. They weren't here for the game 2 weeks ago, but they're here now. Grant gets the ball again. He sees some space, and he trucks the linebacker. I think that's Karkidi.
That was a powerful run there from Ethan Grant. Nice hole there opened up on the right side by the Beefeaters, and Karkidi paid the price.
Giving up a ton of size to Grant. And, you know, when I coach football, I always said there's no shame in getting run over. There's shame in letting go. Karkidi didn't let go.
No, he did not. If it wasn't for Karkidi being there, maybe they wouldn't tackle him. So nice run by Ethan Grant. Good play by Karkidi.
We approach 10 minutes remaining. Hand off to Fonte. Not much room. Matheson there spins Fonte around and takes him down at the original line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 for the Beefeaters.
Grant Matheson is feeling himself here today. Holy, jumping up again for another tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
brings up 2nd and 9.
Looks like Anafanoche tying his shoe. Thank goodness he wasn't injured.
Yeah.
Cougars can't afford that.
He took a knee, and I think there was a collective gasp on the Cougars sideline. But Anafanoche just
big down here for the Cougars.
getting the shoes tied up, and now Beefeaters fakes the handoff. DJ Fonte pulls it, runs. He's got space, has the first down, through another couple of tacklers, and finally goes down at the 20-yard line. Big gain of 20 yards for DJ Fonte.
Absolutely amazing run from DJ Fonte. It looked like the Cougars were going to get him behind the line of scrimmage, and he slipped through 2. And then, again, slipped when he was running up the field, but used it kind of as a juke and kept on his balance. And very, very big run for the Beefeaters right there.
So with the Beefeaters up by 3 and threatening, and time ticking off the clock, 8:45 left in the game. Big stand here for the Cougars is what they need. Fonte takes the handoff, jukes outside. He's got room, only has one to beat. Oh, and Cougars get over, force him out of bounds, but inside the 5-yard line. And do the Cougars have another goal line stand in them?
We'll see. That was really good. Like, they had the run penetration there. They had everyone bottled up in the middle, but that was a great play by Nick Fonte to bounce it to the outside where the edge wasn't contained, and then made a nice move by the goal line, lowered his shoulder, putting us very, very close. Beefeaters knocking on the door here.
Yeah, they look to have marked that at about the 1. Might be the 2. So 1st and goal.
They got
for the Beefeaters, and a touchdown here.
Van Morsel in there, lead blocking for Fonte.
Touchdown would be trouble for the Cougars. Oh,
Fonte.
DJ Fonte
Wow.
makes Davis miss in the backfield and runs it in over the right side for a Beefeaters touchdown.
Another great run from DJ Fonte. The Fontes are running all over the Cougars here.
And again, the pressure's there. Davis is there to make the tackle. Fonte just slips him and then sprints to the corner.
That was a huge play for the Beefeaters right there. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap to an elusive play. Fonte's had a great game. He's been very accurate and agile on the ground. Aside from the 1 interception, he's really had a good day.
Yeah, and I go back to with a quarterback that can run like that. Some of the play calling from London, I'd want to get him the ball in space earlier. And especially on some of those 3rd downs or 2nd downs where they've needed 5 yards. That seems like a play that's been there and continues to be there.
You open it up with Fonte on the read options. It opens up for Nick Fonte in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a give and take right there. The Cougars have done a good job on the ground today in general, but obviously with Romello Campbell being out, it has affected their defensive line, and obviously with the the Beefeaters running it heavy here in the fourth quarter. It looks like the defensive line's getting a little tired towards the end of this here.
Yeah, and you know what, head coach Matt Snyder for London, he's a veteran coach, coached in the Western Mustangs program. He's coached at every level, and so I'm not, who am I to second guess Matt Snyder? You often run a lot of things to set up things later in a game, and I think we're seeing a little bit of that too.
Mm-hmm.
Hand the ball up the middle of Fonte, hand the ball up the middle of Fonte, and then DJ Fonte, the outside is just wide open for him right now.
Yeah.
And especially with Campbell out of the game from that DN position and not getting upfield like he was earlier in the game. And we'll see if the Cougars can bounce back, down 10 now.
Big drive here.
They need a big drive from quarterback Grayson Weber, and their offense, a low kick deep. And that's Provenzano. He's got Trudeau blocking out front. Trudeau gets one block. Provenzano still on his feet. He's to the 40. He's across the 40 to the 43, and that's where the Cougars will take over on first down.
Great return there by Provenzano. I always get a little nervous when you head to the boundary like that. You slow right down because there's people in front of you, but then you got the guys coming on pursuit trying to knock that ball out. So good ball protection right there from Provenzano, setting the Cougars up with good field position here towards the end of the game.
And a good unselfish play by Trudeau getting out there and making a couple blocks downfield for Provenzano to set the Cougars up. As you said, good field position at the 43-yard line. And to see if they can put a drive together, they're going to need 2 scores if they want to beat the Beefeaters here today.
Want to see Mustafa involved in the screen game, short passes, get him the ball in space here.
Out to Williams. He makes one miss. He picks up 7 on the play, maybe 8. And that's a good first down for the Cougars.
That's a good opening play by Antonello, really setting up Grayson Weber for this drive, getting him nice in a rhythm here. Again, the screen game,
yep,
it can pick a nickel defense apart. So
good high percentage throw, and connects with Williams. Williams slippery when he gets the ball in his hands, especially out in the flats like that in some space. Weber calls for the snap. Williams is going to take the handoff this time. He gets the ball right back. He's through the line. Ooh. And he takes a big shot, but he's still on his feet. And what a play by Marcus Williams.
Look at the push.
And the push from behind, a little tush push action in midfield. And Williams goes for about 15 yards. What a great play.
Oh, great play there. I mean, Cougars line, good hole opening, and Williams hit that at 100%. And again, that Cougars line driving up the field, getting that second effort, those are the plays you need to do in late game to win games. So great play by that Cougars line as a whole.
Weber takes the snap, hands off to Mustafa. He's through the line. Just got snagged up there a little bit.
A little extracurricular over there.
And yeah, the linemen are starting to get into it with each other a little bit.
Mustafa is fighting it right now. He's definitely dealing with something.
This time it looks like maybe just a cramp. You hope it's just a cramp. Not to say that those aren't painful and can't put a player on the sidelines, but it looks like they're stretching that calf out. Mustafa down. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. And that's good news for the Cougars. Just a leg cramp, I think, there.
Get some Gatorade into him. He'll be good.
Second down and 5. Cougars with putting together a nice drive here. You hope they can sustain it. 6:05 to go in the game. They need to put points on the board. Provenzano makes somebody miss in the backfield, and he's through the line, still on his feet. Provenzano, big gain, down to the 15.
What a great play there by Ronan. He really looked like he was getting balled up behind the line of scrimmage, slipped the tackle, and then running hard. Great play by the Cougars.
Let's give that left side of the offensive line some credit there. Yeah, like you said, it looked like maybe that play was designed to go right, and Provenzano bounced it back to the left. Big hole there. He gets through, and nice big gain after Mustafa goes out. And Now Weber back to pass. Got it. Somebody in the end zone. That's Beachy, and Beachy makes the catch for the Cougars touchdown.
Great ball, Grayson Weber. That's what you need to do. Aaron Beachy, another classmate of mine. He'll be fired up about that. We got a game here, Kev.
And Beachy with a nice catch. Easy catch, I think we'd say, for Beachy. That one just dropped into the basket. And that's something, we talked about the strength of Weber's arm. We haven't seen him, just toss that nice soft pass over the top with accuracy. And he gets it done on that play for a Cougars touchdown. And pending the extra point, it's 31-27 for the Beefeaters.
That was a very, very good play call. Beachy was wide open in the slot right from the moment that ball was snapped, and great touch pass by Grayson Weber. I'm sure that feels good for him to throw that.
I was watching Weber in the backfield. I saw you almost get out of your seat there. You saw Beachy wide open down the middle as Trudeau converts, that's Luoma converting on the extra point. Trudeau holding. It's clean, it's good. And it's London 31, Sault College 28 with 5:18 left in the game. Wow, we got a great game here at homecoming.
That was a huge drive for the Cougars, not only just to answer after that Beefeaters touchdown, but to give their defense a break, give them have a drink of water, right? Like gives them energy, right? So let's see if that long drive by the Cougars will help the Cougars defense get off the field quickly and hopefully keep the momentum rolling.
Yeah, and maybe even give some of those guys feeling a little banged up some time to maybe get back in this game. I'm looking down at Campbell. There's Jack McPherson over checking on him, and he's got the bucket on. He looks ready to go.
That would be a huge boost here for the Cougars late in the fourth quarter.
He's been out for quite a while, and usually when a guy's out for that long, the helmet's off, and he's cheering on his teammates. He's got the helmet on.
I think he's coming into this game,
Kev. He's looking like he's coming back.
What a boost that would be.
The Cougars will need a stop with 5:18. We're going to get a heavy dose of Nick Fonte and Ethan Grant, I think, in the run game for London. They're going to want to burn clock here, up by 3 points. And what a matchup we've got here in week 6 between the Beefeaters and the Cougars.
Oh, ball fell down there.
Beefeaters heading into a bye in week 7. The Cougars will face the St. Clair Saints. Kickoff. It's a short kick between. Hops past Fonte. All the way down. Won't roll out of bounds. Fonte fields it. No flag down. Oh, and the ball's loose. It's going to get picked up. And the Cougars score with a touchdown on the kickoff.
Wow.
And I think it was Karkini. The ball was bouncing around the end zone. I lost it. I think Karkini.
What a turn of events, Kevin. Ethan Karkini, who got a great play earlier in the game trying to stop Ethan Grant, strips the ball, picks it up in the end zone, and holy cow, we got a 34-31 Cougars lead here with 5 minutes left. What a change of events.
And Karkini scored the first home touchdown in Cougars history last week, 2 weeks ago, sorry. And that was on offense. This one he gets on special teams. And he plays the linebacker position. So Karkini all over the field as well. The kick is up.
That was a great hold there by Jaden. That was a fantastic hold by Trudeau. That ball was on the ground, flipped it up, flipped the laces over, knocks it through, 35-31.
5:06 remaining. And the Cougars now with a 4-point lead on the Beefeaters after the ball's mishandled. And, you got to feel for Nick Fonte on that play. He's had such a heck of a game. He fields the ball after a great kick by Gauthier, puts it right between the back row and the third or the second row there, and just angles it down, not out of bounds. Fonte has to go over and field it, looking for some space, and ball comes loose. I didn't see who knocked it loose for the Cougars, but man, they got a good punch on that ball. It flew 10 yards back towards the middle of the field, and there were nothing but Cougars there to pounce on it in the end zone.
We've talked about it all day with the weather being a factor. We've seen the ball hit the ground a couple times today. paid benefits for the Cougars there. I wonder if it was a wet ball just picking it up off the turf like that.
Yeah, it certainly rolled around for a long time before Fonte could get to it, so I'm sure it was wet. And it's a Sault College lead at home, at homecoming, with 5 left to play. And Gauthier kicking it off again, looking to do exactly what he just did. This one's going to get fielded in the air. Fonte fields it clean. He's got some room. Heads up field. He's taken down at the 35-yard line.
That was good punt coverage there from Denver Mina.
And so the Beefeaters take over inside of 5 minutes. And they'll need a major in order to regain the lead against the Cougars.
I'm not seeing Campbell back out there right now, Kev. Yeah, Campbell's on there on the sideline with his helmet on, so we'll see if he gets, if there's any second and short.
And right now, I think we've got Davis down, Jonathan Davis, and that's a huge loss, especially with Campbell out. Davis at the right end position, and he's been upfield in the backfield, wreaking havoc all day, and he's going to come out of this game for at least a play.
He's walking
he heads
off
to the sidelines, and hopefully he's able to return.
Well, in a game where two defenses have been very, very good, it's very high scoring, especially with the weather. It's 35-31.
Yeah, I don't think either of us were expecting such a high-scoring affair. But, you know, again, that's kind of how these things sometimes go when neither team can get footing on the field, and the runner knows which direction he's going. The defender doesn't. And sometimes those end up in some big plays, and we've seen them today.
A little unorthodox.
DJ Fonte, the pass out to Downs. He's coming back across field, picks up a couple, but nice wrap on the play. Mathewson, first hit by number 43, Sammy Pierre, and Mathewson comes in, wraps up, and finishes it off, and it's a pickup of 2 by Downs. A 2nd and 8.
That was a nice play by Anna Finoche to blow up the screen pass, forcing Downs to cut back into the middle where Grant Matheson was waiting, and only a gain of 2. So 2nd and long here for the Beefeaters. Let's see if the Cougars defense can get off the field.
DJ Fonte in the gun, takes the snap, throws it out wide, picked off! Number 14, Sefton Andrews with the interception.
Wow.
And Sefton Andrews, I don't think he's been in the game for most of the game.
Right place, right time, good coverage. A little bit of a high throw, and he makes the most out of his opportunity. What a couple minutes here for the Cougars. This game has flipped completely upside down, giving the Cougars great field position to run this clock.
And Sefton Andrews at 6'2", climbed the ladder, went over top of the receiver. The receiver had inside position on that play, Liam. He was right there for the ball, went up to get it, and Andrews just went right over top of him and pulled it away.
Sefton Andrews being 6'2", uses that big wingspan and gets right over top, and good hands for a DB.
Yeah, he did a great job pulling that ball in. And so with 3:47 and the clock ticking, Grayson Weber looking to take as much time off the clock here as he can. Motions Trudeau in a step or two. Now he takes the snap, hands to Mustafa back in the game. He's met immediately, and that's number 37.
Clay Richard.
Yeah, Clay Richard.
Ooh, a little shove there after
Mustafa in the hole.
We've called Clay Richards' name here a couple times today, and that was great. Great penetration up front from the linebacker position, really stopping Mustafa, letting all the boys in red come gang tackle.
So the Cougars line up for 2nd and 10. And you know they want to get a first down here and run some clock down. They'd love it. They'd love a sustained drive here and keep the ball out of the Beefeaters' hands. Weber downfield. Had Azim Simmons and just missed him.
Big stop for the Beefeaters there.
And that throw had to be a rope, but it needed to be into the hands of Simmons.
Thanks to see
Now
Simmons
it's
back in the game.
3rd and 10, so the Cougars not able to take much time off the clock after the interception. but field position definitely a factor here for the Beefeaters. They've been able to have some big plays here in the second half, mostly in the fourth quarter. The offense couldn't get much done in the third, but in the fourth quarter, they've reeled off some pretty big plays as the Sault College Cougars defensive line has been tired out and banged up with injuries.
Let's see if Dyken and Gauthier can have another good kick here. He's been kicking the ball well all day. This would be a really good time to pin it right in the corner.
And a good high boot by Gauthier. Fonte settles under it, fields it clean. Nice downfield pursuit, but slips out of it. And now he's taken down at the, I want to say the 17-yard line.
That was a nice tackle there by Manitowabi.
Manitowabi's had a game on special teams. So 1st and 10, and I think it's actually deeper than I thought. It looks like around the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Beefeaters, 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game.
Does DJ Fonte have a game-winning drive in store? Or did the Cougars shut the door here?
First and 10 for the Beefeaters. Handoff, Fonte looking for some space. And Fonte
Good tackle there by Greenwood.
gains a couple. And it looks like maybe 3 yards is the pickup. 2nd and 7 for London.
That was a nice tackle there by Greenwood. We've called his name here a bunch tonight as well.
Now London back. It's going to be a pass over the middle.
Great
nice pursuit and nice tackle by number 3, Adelawa Anafuwashe. And it looks like they're going to stop him short.
He stayed right with Michael Downs that entire crossing route. Like we were saying earlier in the broadcast, how often that route has been open all day for the Beefeaters. Anafuwashe did a fantastic job staying with him and then ultimately making a really good hip drop tackle. Looks like the offense can stay out here, Kev.
3rd and 5. London is going to go for it with 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
3rd and 5.
And we got a timeout on the field, folks. We'll take a short break. Be right back. And so we're back. 35-31, Sault College in the lead. London with the ball. 3rd and 5. The Cougars looking for a big stand. They've been outstanding on 3rd down, getting off the field all game.
Crowd's getting
This
loud.
one in the London end of the field. Nick, or DJ Fonte, takes the snap, and he's going to run it back.
Take the safety.
And Fonte's going to give up the safety. I was not ready for that.
I don't mind that there, to be honest, Kev. Just that way it flips the field over. You get a 3 and out. You still need to score a touchdown regardless, right? So I don't mind it.
And I think I'm watching big number 50, Sam Nemeth for London. He's confused. I don't know that he knew that was the play. He walked halfway to the sideline with his arms out like, what are we doing? Anyway, I don't mind it either. I just wasn't prepared for it.
No,
I thought we were going to see a 3rd and 5, maybe a DJ Fonte rollout. That's been there for them. Maybe a Michael Downs crosser or a hitch. I just wasn't ready for that safety to give up the 2, go down by.
I'm assuming Kev, if we see the Beefeaters get the ball back here, we are going to see a double move from Michael Downs, selling that crosser and going up the field on a Slugo.
And I think it's 37-31.
Yeah, it should be.
It was 35-31.
Yeah, it should be.
It should be 37. That's a 2-point for the safety. They're talking about it here in the booth, and I think they'll make that correction. Sault College just needs some first downs. They don't get it there. Williams, the ball carrier, he stopped.
That was a great play.
At the line of scrimmage, and now they got it corrected on the board.
Great play by Davian Wilson and Clay Richards again. Really stuffing Marcus Williams right there.
37-31 is the score. 1:51 to go. Your Sault College Cougars trying to march and close out this last 1:51.
So we got a timeout on the field, and instead of going to break, we're going to take this time. We're going to, there's still 1:51 left on the clock, Liam, but we got to do our offensive and defensive players of the game for both teams. So this seems like a good opportunity to do that. The offensive player of the game brought to you by Algoma Steel, and the offensive player of the game, I think you and I were both unanimous on this pick for the London Beefeaters, Nick Fonte.
Yeah, Nick Fonte's been fantastic all game. Really elevated this Beefeaters offense. Of course, the fumble at the end there, unfortunate, but prior to that, he's had an unbelievable game.
And on the other side of the ball, offensive player of the game for Sault College, and a little unorthodox, not an offensive player, but we got to give it to number 29, Daikin Ngoche.
Daikin Ngoche has pinned the Beefeaters deep numerous times this game. Obviously, that punt where he grabbed it and took it into the end zone, I mean, play after play after play, he deserves that.
And he had that play on the kickoff where he angled that right down into the corner. It's had an outstanding impact offensively on this game.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Cougars, we'll get to the defensive players of the game in a minute, but want to celebrate those offensive players again. Game again brought to you by Algoma Steel. Mustafa with the run. He's got close to first down yardage out to the 44-yard line,
nice tackle,
I believe. And we're going to have a timeout by the Beefeaters and a decision by head coach Paul Rossetti. Third and I'm going to call it. Well, no, it's third and 1.
Third and 1. That was a great tackle by Alejandro Rivera, really dragging him back, stopping his momentum.
So we'll get to our defensive players of the game, and the defensive players of the game brought to you by Chuck's Roadhouse. And for London, on defense, we're calling Clay Richard.
Clay Richard, pick early, tackle for loss after tackle for loss. He's been all over the field. We've called his name a bunch. Very, very good game for the young Beefeater.
And on the Sault College side of the ball, got to be number 44, Grant Mathewson.
I mean, how many times have we called Grant Matheson's name tonight, especially down near the red zone? Are you kidding me?
And those two, where he had 4 tackles in a row inside the 5-yard line on 2 goal line stands, huge momentum swing for Sault College. Cougars going for it. Direct snap.
Oh.
And he looks like he might be short.
We'll see the spot. The spot's generous for the Cougars.
And that does look like a good spot, and it's going to be a Sault College first down. Big George Lim doing the dance. And with 1:39 to go, the Cougars with a first down. I don't know that gets us out of the woods here, Mr. Mears, so might be a little early to celebrate.
Huge first down regardless. I like the play call, get a bunch of guys in motion, powering up the field, and I like bringing in Big Lim.
They had the big package in and direct snap and just enough for the first down. Didn't get it by much.
Oh, I think it was pretty close there. I thought the Beefeaters might have stopped them, but hey, game of inches.
So Grayson Weber takes the snap, hands off to Mustafa. Mustafa into the hole. He goes forward for 6.
Nice tackle.
That's a big first down gain by the Cougars. Liam, I got to take a minute. We gave offensive player of the game to a player who plays on defense, and I feel like we've done a disservice to the Sault College offensive line. Look at the jersey of number 12, Grayson Weber. He's been for 2/3 of the game, and that thing is white.
Yeah, no laundry needed tonight for Grayson Weber. This line has done a fantastic job, pass blocking, run blocking. They've done a really good job keeping Grayson Weber clean and opening up holes for Sam.
So an honorable mention to the Sault College Cougars offensive line. They've had some struggles in some games this season, but they were spot on today. And now we'll need them to get a push up front here at 2nd and
going on there?
5. And now I think we've got a delay a game penalty against the Cougar. Time clock violation. Can't really afford that at 2nd and 5. It's going to take the ball. It's going to be a loss of down. And the ball's going to go
That's
backwards.
a huge play.
And
It's going to be 3rd down.
And I think the question, Weber's looking at the clock, game clock, and saying, well, we ran the ball, and
that's a huge play. That stops the clock.
And not enough time came off the clock for it to be a violation, I think is what they're arguing. But at any rate, that's the call. So a favorable spot, and then maybe a questionable call on 2nd down on the delay of game. So, you know, you've been around sports long enough, you get some, and you get some going against you. So the Cougars now 3rd down and 4, and I think they're going to punt the ball away with 56 seconds left. So
let's see if Dakin has one more pin in him here.
Dakin and Gauthier. Oh, he bobbles it, gets it away, and manages to angle it to the sidelines and out of bounds. What a great effort by Gauthier with the bobble snap.
That could have been way worse, Kev. But nonetheless, we're going to get an exciting finish here.
So the Beefeaters have an opportunity with 51 seconds to go.
I'm expecting a very heavy dose of Michael Downs right now. Like I was talking about earlier, I'm assuming a double move is coming with that cross. They've been running crosses all day with him.
So the Cougars are going to lean on their defense once more.
Four out wide there, overloading one side.
DJ Fonte takes the snap, drops back, looking for his favorite target. Nice tight spiral. Oh, and he's caught it. Downs to the 32.
There's that deep shot we were talking about. Michael Downs having an unbelievable day on offense. He's been all over the field. His hands have been fantastic. That was a great ball by DJ Fonte, leading him to the back shoulder. Good mid-air adjustment from Downs.
And Anafawashi right there. The coverage was there. You wonder if, and I see Barsic now leaking over there, you know, you need safety help over the top on the #1 receiver. He's been their go-to guy all game. And with 40 seconds left, I feel like they've got to get 2 on him as DJ Fonte drops back. Now he looks to the left side. He's got #4. Oh, and now that's Jason Priest, his first reception of the game, and it's a huge one. And now the Beefeaters are down to the 12-yard line.
Barsic made a great tackle there, unfortunately shaken up after that. Great route from Jason Priest.
And now with 28 seconds left, Barsic will have to come out of the game. He's been huge for the Cougars today.
That was a great route by Priest. And then, again, great ball by DJ Fonte. Right in his chest, caught him in stride.
So it'll be interesting to see who comes in for Barsic.
It's looking like it's going to be Manitowabi, sorry. He's standing beside the defensive coordinator there.
Looks like, again, maybe just a cramping situation with Barsic. We'll stay with you. I feel like he's going to be up sooner than later as we are in the dying seconds of the game. 28 seconds left on the clock. London in the red zone. They've got 1st and 10 from the 12. Threatening, and a touchdown at this point in the game feels like a win. And they can't, they'll be going for it on 3rd if they need to, because field goal doesn't get them anything.
We've been saying it all game, mistakes, and that delay of game penalty, a massive mistake for the Cougars and ultimately leading this drive down the field for the Beefeaters. So we'll see what the Cougars red zone D can do. They've been great all day.
Barsic doesn't head to the 10. He's right there. He's stretching out that calf. Wants to get back in. DJ Fonte, hands off to Nick Fonte. He's trying to get the edge. He won't. And we've got a flag flying.
What a play by Tesfa Spencer to fly down from that safety spot.
He came in with a head of steam, but there's a flag in the defensive backfield, and we'll have to see what that is. I think London thinks it's on Sault College.
Just don't know what it would be.
Yeah, I'm not sure from that We've got a rough play face
mask
mask call, and it is against Sault College.
That's huge.
And that, I think, was the offensive lineman saying, yeah, he got illegal hands to the face, and that's going to take them right down to the goal line, I believe. 12 seconds left on the clock.
Jaden Brennan has entered the game.
First and goal from the 1. Hand off to Fonte. Fonte to the goal line. No signal yet. It looks like they made the stop on first down. 6 seconds left. Lim holding up the ball. They think it's a turnover.
I didn't see that ball come out there at the end, but
no, I believe but didn't see a signal from the referee.
Second down still.
And it's going to be second and goal from the 1 with 6 seconds. May only be time for one play here. An exciting finish here. DJ Fonte's going to roll out. He's got him dead to rights. Throw to the end zone. Touchdown, London. And that's how the game will end.
Wow.
On a DJ Fonte pass to the end zone. Didn't see who was on the other end of it.
Heartbreak.
Ben Morsel with the touchdown for London. Heartbreak at homecoming for the Sault College Cougars. But what a game we've seen here today between these two teams.
Wow. Heartbreak for the Cougars. They got to hit the extra point here. But
Extra point pending, so it's a tie.
what a great play by DJ Fonte, evading the pressure in the back, slipping that, and then finding his open man.
And so now we've got a timeout for the Cougars. And I thought that score put them up. I thought that was a game ender. But what patience by DJ Fonte waiting to find his receiver. They had that rollout covered. The D end upfield to make the play.
Gabriel Van Morsel, who's been a very good lead blocker for the Beefeaters all day, catches which it could be the game-winning touchdown for the Beefeaters.
And so pending the extra point, this is a big one. Tied 37-37. Cougars sending in Trudeau for the block attempt, looking to use his speed and length.
Well, we've been saying
to
it all
get to the ball.
We've been saying it all day, Kev, with the field being wet. Nothing is a give me here, especially in extra points. So Cougars going to be flying off the edge, but I'm looking at this hold right here.
And we saw a block. Romello Campbell back in the game. Romello Campbell blocked two extra point attempts in a row in Belleville. He came up the middle, got a hand up twice in a row. So interesting to see Campbell back after the injury, see if he can get penetration. Not over yet. Kick is up. Kick is good. London wins.
Oh.
And so the Beefeaters storm the field after a come-from-behind win here at Rocky DiPietro. And you can see the heartbreak on the face of the Cougars suffering that 38-37 loss to London. What a game.
Yeah, you can't ask for better football than that, to be honest. And great job there by the special teams unit of the Beefeaters, really going back to basics, nailing it down, and putting the nails in the coffin of the Cougars.
Yeah, and that's why you play right to the end. What an outstanding effort. Both teams can't ask for much more out of a football game than that. Thanks for joining us here at Rocky DiPietro Field. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We'll be back next week for St. Clair here against Sault College. Kevin Hemsworth and Liam Mears signing off from Sault Ste Marie.